my iPad so that I can monitor every. Oh my gosh! I just hit all my lights. My lighting. I got new lighting. Jesus.
Looks nice and bright over there.
Yeah, it is. All right, we got that going. Why is it on an angle? Not straight. Go low. There we go. All right, we went low instead of sideways.
I feel like it looks really bright in the corner where your glass cabin base.
Does it?
It does.
Yeah, I added more light.
Nice. Got those big boom lights over there, like the big square things.
No, they're these little. I found them in the Amazon. And they're these little. Is that better for the? They're side lights. All right, let's see how I am. I'm not trying to get burned out. Am I burned out?
No, you look like you need a fan.
All right. Yeah, we're losing that. All right. We haven't started. All right. I look like I need a tan.
You do. You look very light, like glow in the dark.
All right. All right.
But I'm from Florida in a week, so I should be a little more tan here.
I was in Virginia actually. All right, so I can cover that just a little bit by doing this. Bring that down just a bit with all the extra light. So that's one of the things I wanted to do. We still are going to start at 8:30. What just went fine? Unbelievable. Everything's going fine. I don't understand how my microphones are dead, but the charging thing, never mind. I got to make sure YouTube's working. There we go. And we hit that. Let's see. I just want to make sure. Or did I have to do it a different way? Oh my God, that is wrong. Let's go back.
Dude, you got the, is that the 175? Oh, freaking well out there.
This? No, this is a 375 next to it. That's what the problem is.
I was like, dude, that thing was like massive.
Let's go home. There we go. I have to hit that live. All right, I got my ad.
Yeah, so it just started raining. Outside, I hear it.
You're all right. That's in my. That is not working. Let's put these over here. All right. This is trying to work. All right. So I've got that up. I'm just trying to monitor comments on YouTube. Oh, I gotta do this.
Oh, on YouTube. I was saying, I got Facebook up here. You got Greg Snyder. You got Joe.
Yeah, I can monitor. I'm monitoring Facebook right now, and John Ritt is watching.
Yeah, John's on there. You got Kirk on there.
The live chat. All right, I gotta open the panel for live chat. Wonder why I'm not signed in. I don't understand this. Like, how am I not? Now you're gonna verify it's me? Oh my God, we're having fun. Yep, just that's. I'm just. You know me. I'm doing stuff.
I see you. Your stuff is being done over there.
So those lights are too. I'm now just white. Did you notice that?
You are very white.
So I'm like, I got these cool, the coolness of it. I need the stuff. I need more.
Chris said your new nickname is technical difficulty.
No, we're not even started yet. It's Chris.
PT.
Why is he watching? He's not supposed to be able to watch this. Oh, I just kicked the plug. Oh, there goes the garbage.
I just want everybody to know that I'm still here doing stuff, you know.
Yeah,
I'm already.
that's fine. Hey, you are all ready, but everything has to start. There we go. We got time. And yeah, all right. So I'm live. So there's a live chat. All right. So I should be able to. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to monitor it. 3 people watching. We're going to get ready at whatever. It looks like Tiny's batch is too high. All right. So there we go. Now it's time to.
Christopher Hendricks says you got this stuff.
Of course I do. No, you know what's really crazy is I haven't been able to get comments on the screen. Okay, so I flipped it around so I could. No, why don't I? now, now I'm
My
not.
mom updated her.
Okay. Yeah, but you're monitoring Facebook, correct? The the whitest whiskey guy on. Okay, those are going out. I'm turning them off. I'm turning off the new light. I know I look real. There we go. Now I now I sh- now I should have brought back in. Oh, do I have no? Yeah, both the. Oh my God. Let's pop this microphone out. And why would I? No, 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 no boom mics. Why would I have a boom mic? I used to have a boom mic. Those are pain in the asses. And they're corded. Yeah, no. I love the wireless mics. Oh, you figured it out. Casper the whiskey guy. Okay, okay. So I've been having technical difficulty with Facebook not showing me the comments when I record. So let's just see. We're gonna start recording. There we go. And we're gonna start going. We are on for YouTube. Why sponsored? What the shit? Get that off. Okay. The live chat. I should have anybody who wants to. We monitor chat. I wish I could do the audio thing here. Can I? That's the question. Yes, I can. Feel free to let us know what you're sipping on, and we monitor comments. Make sure you leave super chats to ensure that your comment is read. You know what? I said your comment is read, and you want to know what they came up with? RED. You can't make that up. So that's better, right? That lighting, that's my normal lighting. What I got going. I tried to add some other stuff, and then all of a sudden, I have CT calling me Casper the Whiskey Ghost. Oh my God. Anyways, um, I'm still so for some reason the live. Let's go back to Jeffrey Mueller. Let's go live. There we go. Hit that. For some reason, there they are. All right. Stacy, Pritchard, and Stacy's watching. Hey, Stacy, good to, I'm glad you're watching. There we go. We can get that. How do I get that off? Okay, go back like that. All right, wait. I want that highlighted to make sure everything's going good. All right, we're good. Are you good? All right, Kirk. He's Kirk Ivankovich, who is one of our top shelf members on YouTube, is asking what to drink tonight, right? Okay. He says glasses make me more pale. Yeah, I don't care. It's like, there we go. I got the right guy on. Tonight we're going to be doing I got to get rid of this. This will help get me some. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at all the color that came once that stupid white keyboard wasn't there anymore. We'll put that off to the side too. You see what I got here? Yeah, I was at George Washington's distillery, and this is called the Commander in Chief. This is their oldest whiskey to date. It's 8-year rye, and it was not cheap. I would have no idea because there wasn't a lot of tasting of the stuff there because they are in influx at the moment. I got the tour, but the tour didn't include the tasting. I got a feeling that at one point when you did the tour of the distillery, you could purchase bottles. Now you got to go up to the gift shop, which is fine. And we went into the gift shop and we bought some gristmill. Looked, and it's the 250th, so the place was just jumping. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, I had a I would just the only problem was is it just I have a time that it just kicked my ass. All right. So are you ready to get this show on the road? Uh, That's awesome. All right. So let's get this show on the road. I will start recording. Start recording. And what? No audio inputs. Okay, hold on. Audio preferences. Why is the what happened? Oh my gosh. When did it rip out? There we go. That'll help. I almost started it with no hello. 10-4. 10-4, 10. Okay, so that's going. We got one audio working. Start recording. So what I got to do is as this microphone gets lower, I got to I'm charging one and charging it into another. And I could pay attention to the level right now of the microphone. Here we go. I'm going to start recording. All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tonight, we have a very special guest with us, Matt Leisen from Cleveland on the Rocks. Welcome, my friend. Woo! Yeah, it's like we had the pregame. I have no whiskey in me. I don't even know what's happening here. Maybe that's it. I've just been cutting back too much, and I'm just like, then the technical stuff just goes to, I just keep getting worse and worse, right? I need to have something in. Yeah, I need to have something in me. Uh, you welcome everybody. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We've got Glen Cairns t-shirts. We did just update the website, so that's kind of cool. So you should check it out. It's not completely updated, but there's new pictures and there's a bunch of updates on our AI. Uh, what would you say? AI bios, which is really kind of cool. They get down. So we've got Kirk watching tonight. He's on Facebook and he's on YouTube at the same time. That's a trick that you haven't been even able to pull off yet, Matt, right? Well, tonight I'm monitoring comments from three different places. One, I was like, well, I haven't been able to monitor the comments on my screen because it hasn't been working. And all of a sudden tonight, for some reason, it's working. I don't know why. So I'm monitoring Facebook on my phone and whatever. I'm both, it's just like whatever. So, but that's neither here nor there. Remember that yes, we just did the website, and remember we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, and also on uh, Apple, iHeart, and Spotify, or anywhere else you want to listen or watch us. Just make sure that you do all the fun things. Like on Apple, leave really, really good 5-star reviews with a review. That helps us out immensely in our rankings. And then if you're on YouTube, become a member. Top shelf, mid shelf, and bottom shelf. Kirk, that's on tonight. He is a top shelf member, our first ever. Working on what I got to do for that. There, we're also on Patreon, so whatever you can do to support us, we take all of it, no matter what, all of it, and we put it back into the podcast. And it's been an insane last week for me. So, well, CT's drinking a little Barton's tonight, he said. Blanton's, I mean, Blanton's. I'm sorry, because it is a Buffalo Trace. It's the Buffalo Trace. So yeah, and Buffalo Trace Distillery is one of the most fascinating stories in bourbon right now because they are simultaneously dealing with massive production increases, still not being able to satisfy demand for many of their brands. And we're going to tonight go over the current 2026 landscape. That's what we want to do. But before we do that, we are going to do an awesome brand from Buffalo Trace. We are going to get right to the barrel bottle breakdown of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, sponsored by the Scotchy Bourbon Boys and Cleveland on the Rocks. I'll throw it out there tonight because Chris Thompson says, I want sunglasses too. Hey, I have an extra pair, right, Matt? Yeah, so if he wants to, I could probably get him my backup pair for a reasonable amount right there, right? Um, Well, and the Amazon thing that's been happening, which anybody who's been following us in the post podcasts, I don't know why this is, but I gotta sit on my shirt in the post podcast. Anybody who's been following that should know that we're in the process. I get a lot of stuff now, and I've been actually getting actual Ray-Bans, which is confusing my wife because right now she used to be able to follow me around and know kind of with these because there's a lot of stuff happening with these. They talk and you can kind of hear it. and then they light up when you're taking pictures or whatever. But with the regular Ray-Bans, I got three pairs of those, and you really can't tell the difference. It's like she don't know if I'm recording or, and I've just been I've got three pairs, so I wear those to work. I I wear them for fun. I wear them so I feel like I've had them on probably about 90% of my life for the last week. Yeah, and I'm in the basement. I got them on tonight, so that's kind of cool. So I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. Here we go. So we are going to do the barrel bottle breakdown of Weller 12. I've had this bottle now. How long have you had your bottle? Are they both open?
This one's open, that one's closed, they're gonna close one. I'm working on doing the whole rainbow video at some point here soon. But this one's been open since single barrel Saturday.
And this,
6 months.
I think I picked this up at Single Barrel Saturday too. But did you have a choice? The 12-year was just available, right? And we picked. That's what we picked up. So I'm going to crack this baby. Yeah, there we go. And
Yeah, I think our store was lucky enough to have like 4 cases when I got there, so I'm like everybody pretty much got a load as well.
yeah, and Weller 12. The one thing about Weller 12 is a lot of the Wellers, the full proof, and Weller 107. Besides the Weller Special Reserve, they and CYPB, they're higher proofs. But this proof is, I believe, it's 80, right? No, it's 94. 90?
90, yeah.
Okay, so it's 90 proof. It's not an 80 proof, but it's a 90 proof. And a lot of people with Weller, what would you say, who have the criticism of 12 is that it's a lower proof of the Weller. Now, tonight, I am going to put it in something that what has eluded me forever. And on Wednesday, I went to a barrel pick with, I was going to a barrel pick with Randy Prasty, the Kentucky Bourbon Festival president. And I have been trying to get a Kentucky Bourbon Festival Crystal Glen forever. Forever. I have been trying to do it. Nash got his early on. That's a whole story. But that was interesting. What was that telling me? Well, anyways, I'm gonna check this microphone just to make sure what we got going here. Do we got this microphone going here? As that kicks in, I just kicked that baby in. It kicked on. Uh, Now we're both working. And I want to just see the percentage on those. 24 and 16. So we got 24 on this one. We're going to be having some microphone fun tonight. Okay. So we'll just do that. And I'm going to punch this one back in. All right. Get that back charging. But we got the 24 on this one. All right. That's perfect. So with this Glen, I was able to obtain that. We went to the barrel pick, and afterwards we went up to the Bartiamo's penthouse offices of the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Now, I think you've been up there with me, right, Matt? You went up there, correct?
At the festival, is that above
Yeah,
everything? Or?
top floor. Kind of take.
I didn't get to go up there. I was trying to wait in line to spin that wheel.
Okay. Well, all I'm gonna say is, I was able to obtain this glass that day, and it made it was I felt like I was the birthday boy.
That's pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to get up there with you. You're gonna have to like take me up there this year.
Yeah, we'll get you up there. We'll get you up there. But the Weller 12 is we're gonna put it to the barrel bottle breakdown. It's 90 proof and it's 12 years old. So that's the youngest that's in this. And every year I always find that there's better years than others, but with the 12, it seems to get better every year. And the barrel bottle breakdown rating system is based off of nose, body, taste, and finish, those four categories. And in those four categories, the nose and the body, you could give up to 4 knocks on the barrel with our barrel hammer. And then you could give up 5 knocks on the barrel for taste and finish for a total of 18. But if one's exceptional, you could give this a butt up. That's what we call one extra for one category each time that you do this. So as we keep going I'm gonna drop the microphone. As we keep going forward, uh, we will rate this one. I mean, let's get it going, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
Obviously, I like mine a little more than you did so far. So yeah, mine's almost gone. I'm gonna open another one here soon.
mine just opened. I believe I have another one somewhere, but I wanted to go with the newest one.
Nice.
So the nose on this is definitely Buffalo Trace and Weller. You know what I mean? It's got that caramel with a little bit of the cinnamon apple kind of flavor that I always find that I'll or chair a little bit. And then it also has a dusty note to it. You know what I mean? That little bit that you get on it with at 12. You know what I mean?
I said this one to me is like a oaky butterscotch candy, but the dusty exceeded the dusty because there has to be some older juice in this because this smells like fantastic. This is one of my favorite scents that you get from Weller. And we're gonna find that out when I do my blind six of all of them. So watch me be wrong.
Hey, I was last time at my bottle of CYPB, I was not happy with when I got it, and somehow in the blind it won everything. So I guess it just tells you why. Who knows, right? That's just how it is. I mean, it's what it is, what our day is. And Walker said what Kirk said. What did Kirk say? Brendy. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. And then Walker said the Brendiamo. I said Bartolamo. Brendiamo, thank you. Thank you, Walker. I'm sorry, Stacy and Randy. You guys know me, but Brendiamo is the penthouse up above the offices, and it is a fantastic place. We were up there, and I absolutely had a great time that night, a great time that day. And then the next day, Matt, I wake up, I go to Whiskey Thief, wait for Walter. Find out Walter's running late for fun business reasons. And then I head over and I see Brian oh my God, Booth. Everybody calls him Booth. Booth is great. And go up to the thing and we kind of wait and all of a sudden there's Walter. So he comes up and the first thing Walter says is, "I'm not drinking today." And Booth's like, "Oh, here's your pour." Yeah. Anyways, so let's I'll keep going as we do this, and then we'll start that and bring everybody in. Oh, let's see. I don't. You could go first on the nose.
I'm down with this one because I love that oaky butterscotch that comes out of this. So I would go a four on this one.
You're going
This is
full.
one of my favorite mixes. I think this like
All right, I'll give you a 4. There we go. Um, I don't know what more you want to smell on a 12-year. I agree. I smell the butterscotch. I smell a little bit of the dusty, a little bit of cherry. Um, yeah, I'll agree with you on that. It's kind of like our rating system is a lot simpler than a lot of other rating systems, but at the same time, how often do we rate something that's not a quality whiskey? There's not a lot of times that we've got lower ratings. Every once in a while it pops up, right? But how often do we do that? So, all right. So let's do the body. I'm just loving it in this glass. This is the first pour in this glass, so it's an honor. And I have this Crystal, I have the Scotchy Bourbon Boys Crystal Glencairn, and I have Middle West Spirits Crystal Glencairn. So that is a trio of Crystal Glens, and I'm just gonna say it holds up in the glass, right?
It does. It's got some decent legs. I would definitely the legs run under this legs.
But what else?
I would say.
Well, I will say out of all of the Wellers, even compared to like, um, what would you say? Korhoff says it's solid. I agree. You can't hear Matt on YouTube. All right. How can I do? Okay. But you can hear me on YouTube. All right. So let's get this YouTube one between us. I'll turn Matt up a little bit. Oh, I could. I think what I got to do is I got to hit that. Is that it? Nope. There's the mute. Let's do that. Okay. Up, up, up. Let's try that for the microphone. And yeah, we'll find that out. Okay. Chris is he said same on his end. All right, let's see about you. All right, I'm trying to put the microphones. I'll put them so that. All right, and I'll turn you up. You can do that. All right, try talking now.
You guys hear me now?
It's not going to be on your end, Matt. This is on my end that we couldn't hear you. All right. All right. All right. I'm trying. Okay. Let's see what happens. All right. That goes like that. Like that. Is there any more buttons? Is that a button? All right. That might help. I think I got it.
Can you guys hear me over there?
All right. Swedish fish on the nose at 12. All right. They're not responding very quickly, are they? I'll try and let me see if I could get my volume up on the. All right. I'm gonna. It's like it's okay. This is cool. All right. There's volume. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna. It's like it's okay. This is cool. All right. There's volume. Hold on. Shh. You. I don't know why you're not picking up. All right. I gotta get you right up to the.
There's a hand on your screen right now that I'm looking at that looks like this. Right in front of your shirt, right next to your glass.
On what?
On my TV that I can see on my phone. Oh, wait. There's like a hand like this.
Okay. Okay. All right. I got you closer to the microphone. Well, there's a feedback. Well, I don't even know how that happened, but we'll see. All right. Super faint. Yes, I know. Oh, I I have the sound all the way up, and I've got you down. All right. Anyways, but people could hear you on Facebook, and you might be faint on YouTube. I don't know why I'm coming. Let's try it like that. All right. Now that might work. All right. Well, that's the last thing I'm doing. All right. So, anyways, let's go. So, I'm going to say the body is the weak point of 12. Don't you agree?
I do. The legs are pretty good here.
Well, plus when you drink it, it's very soft. There's not a lot of bite. You pick up some of the butterscotch in the char, but it doesn't go into your cheeks or how much it. So I would say it's an average body for anything, especially for Weller. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 4.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be right there with you. I'm gonna be around like the 2 to 3 area. I'll say a 3 because this is one of my favorite bottles before. It does have some decent flavors, but it's not really it's different. It's almost like
Yeah, I mean at 90 proof. 1, 2,
yeah.
3. All right. So you go first on taste. Give up to 5.
Yeah, the taste for this one I think is overly butterscotchy. This is that oak that comes through perfect. It hits your mid palate, works its way back. There's no heat, there's no oak, there's nothing like that. I would say for me this would be a 3. I wish this was at like 105 proof. I think that would be perfect for a 12-year 105 proof. But I think the proof point kind of holds it back a little bit from being the perfect pour.
So Kirk actually put up a super chat and he said top shelf. Gargle my balls. I'm gonna read it. That's the way to go. All right. Anyways, appreciate the super chat and so taste. So you gave it a 3. So what are you thinking on that?
I love this one. I'm going with 3. This is the only way it could be better would be if it was at like 105 proof, and then it would be just right there.
So
I
what?
would go 3 all day long.
Wait, it's out of 5
What, 5?
for
Oh,
tasting.
then I would go 4. Oh, you're still on the 4 thing.
Nope,
Then I would
4.
go 4.
You did a 3, a 4 and a 3 on the fours, and now you're going 4 out of 5 on the taste.
Yeah, because I love this bottle. We drink these all the time. There's always a half empty one or almost empty one, and we have to open another one all the time. So
I think
I
this. I think honestly, um, well, of course, yeah, I agree. I don't know why at the 12 they didn't proof it out so high, but also in defense of them, if they put it out at a higher proof, there'd be way less. And when you get to 12, you're really looking at Weller's mash bill. Wheat and mash bill is the same as Pappy's. So a lot of the other stuff is is underaged Pappy, but Pappy comes on at 10, and then Van Winkle, the lot B, uh, that is 12. So it's competing with the Van Winkle 12. The two are the 12 years are the 12 years that don't make Van Winkle 12 or they make the Weller profile. And so Van Winkle 12 comparatively, they're different proofs and whatnot. So I find this to be one of my, I agree. I love it's got a dusty char flavor. It's got the butterscotch. It's more buttery butterscotch. There's a lot of butter on it. Um, yeah, I would say Kirk, they added water to help offset the just to make sure there's enough to sell more bottles, right? So I will agree with you. I love the taste of this, and I'll give it a 4 out of 5 also. So this comes to the finish now. And this one's very complicated because it's a 12-year. It finishes way better longer than any other Weller. But what is the finish is the question. The butterscotch, the cherry, and then there's some oak, which is but the oak char, it's like a charred oak. with the cherry coming through underneath, it really doesn't pull. So, but it goes for a while. So I'm going to give it, for a 90 proof and whatnot. It's very similar. It reminds me of what scotches do. You know what I'm saying? There's that smoky char in there. It's got like a scotchy kind of finish with some cherry, whatever, and it goes for a while because scotches always go for a while. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 also on this.
I think this one hits your tongues, but it doesn't get any cheeks. Said a lot about the finish of this. Like I think this is like almost the perfect pour. If I was to pick one off the shelf, I would pick the 12. Probably 8 out of 10 times, and if not, I'd pick a different one just to be different than everyone else at the table. But I think I would go with the 4 with this one too, because the finish is just kind of perfect oakiness with like that slight butterscotch that stays with you all day long.
Yeah, I agree. So what are you getting? You give it a 4, you said?
I'm going with 4 with you. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
This was just like 10 proof higher. I think this would be like that top thing. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, I will say so too. So I believe mine was, so we both agreed that the nose was the four, so it was like you were 4. Were you 4 straight across the board for 16 out of 18? I think you were.
I think I had 3 in there. I think I'm at 15.
It's where did you, because, oh yeah, because you were 4. Okay, so you're 15 and I'm 14 out of 18 because I gave it a 2 on the body and you gave it a 3 on the body. And then we both gave 4. Yep, yep. So this one's a 14.5 out of 18 that we did. So there we go.
I like the 0.5. I like what Alex comes out with that.
There's 2 of us. What can we do?
Right. And it's
The only way we don't get a
this would be the perfect pour. What's that?
the only way we don't have a 0.5 is if we both agreed on what the flavor was.
Or we both got even numbers the whole time. That would do it too.
No, it would.
Or you had a 5 and a 3.
Oh, I suppose I had a 14 and you had a 16. That would have put us at 15. Yeah, you did school me right there. Too bad they don't have a Weller 15. They do. It's called Pappy 15. It's damn good. That's what Korhoff said.
Have you tried the kosher weeded yet? Because I feel like that has the profile of these Wellers, and it's perfect. I just shot the video for it next week. Like it's amazing.
Say that again.
Have you tried the kosher weeded yet?
Where? How? What? On what? The what weeded?
The kosher, the buffalo trace.
Kosher weeded. I've had kosher wheat before. Yes, but are you saying it's just been released?
It did. It came to Ohio, so it's all over the place.
When? I'm always gone. That's the problem. My store
I
doesn't.
just found it, so.
My store doesn't. I want one if he can get one. I mean, if he's getting multiple ones.
See, I got samples of all the bottles that we just shot all the videos for the next 2 weeks on. So I got the kosher straight rye. I got Old Forester barrel proof rye. I got the kosher wheat and then the kosher straight rye. So I have all of them in little sample bottles.
Yep.
We've been working on it. I started doing videos again, so I'm actually having some really cool products come over all the time now.
Yeah, I did notice that you're doing videos again.
Yeah, and you noticed what I started with, right?
Yeah, a lot of beer.
You guys heard me out?
What?
No, we didn't do the beer. We beer was my first one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so okay, so that's sitting right now at The Penelope Barrel Strength Riviera and the what was the other one? There was another one. Oh no, the Architect, all sitting. It's called the Architect Creme Brulee.
Architects the creme brulee one.
Well,
I have one of those two up there. They just came out last week.
yeah, I know. I wasn't here. I asked my guy. I asked my guy if he was. I asked him if he was in. What would you say? Let's see. What happens if I switch these around? How about that? That might work. I asked my. I asked my guy if he could. I asked my store if he had the Bookers, and nope. He's just got what. So I'm like hoping Bookers drops at his store this week because I need the Bookers. No, I was gonna get it from the distillery, but that didn't happen because you know, yeah, yeah, I've seen them all over. I just haven't gotten, and then it's just like when you go away for as long as I've been gone, it is nuts that uh how much I got and how much I missed out on. I mean, I beat the crap. I've been beating the crap out of myself. That's for sure. You know.
Do you remember when we were in New Orleans and everyone's like, Matt, Rio dropping, and I'm like, I'm not even at home. This sucks. And then I had to have everybody go grab stuff, and then I had to come home to a couple, which was awesome. Thank you, Roxy, as well, because you were awesome. And yeah, you got to do stuff when you're not in town. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure you get all the stuff so you don't miss it.
Yeah, but I was doing stuff when I wasn't in town. Like I got this right here, this commander in chief, which I never thought that, I'm like thinking I'm not getting anything like that, but it sure did. It set me back, that's for sure. We'll see what happens with that. That's going to be pretty cool. George Washington's distillery. Me and Roxy went to the Philadelphia. We went to Philadelphia. uh she had a test done, which was all good so far, and then we then went to Stolen Wolf. If Chris is still watching, I picked him up a rose and rye there. Got myself their bourbon, tasted all their ryes and their bourbons. That was fun. Eric Wolf was fantastic. You got to get there. And then we went to George Washington Distillery, and Matt Bell showed us around, and it was great to see the grist mill work, the distillery. They're not distilling right now, but they don't. They usually distill in March and November. So I'm looking forward to maybe in November trying to get out there. You know what I mean? So, anyways, um, that's my week of driving. I believe it was 39 total hours between the ghost tour, going to Kentucky for Randy's barrel pick, and then hanging out with Whiskey Thief and Old Carter together, and then coming back, and then driving to Philadelphia, going to Stolen Wolf, and then headed over to George Washington and drove back. It was rough, and then I came back. We got back yesterday, and or Sunday, and I was back at work Monday, Tuesday, and it's already Wednesday. Me and Roxy have our 40th anniversary coming up May 24th. So this weekend, we've got it all set up for some fun at Gervasi. We're going to be staying at Gervasi, so that's going to be. I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring some damn good pours there. See what happens. Go from there.
That's awesome. Congrats on the anniversary.
All right. So we've done this. Let's get into the heat of this podcast. I do believe I gave you the outline too. Why the hell did it just do that? That is crazy. I just turned it perp. What happened? Holy crap. How is that even possible? What? I'm going to flip back over this mic. I think that'll have enough. All right, so we'll turn this one on. Yep, that one's on. I'll put that one up and we'll see. Now we're back to one mic. I think it's gonna cook up to both mics. Here we go.
So you know when you buy your microphones,
Yeah.
come with a little plastic piece over the charging, little two dots on them. I never took the plastic off and wonder why I kept dying every freaking 10 minutes. I looked down at it and I'm like, it's not charging either, so it's doing really weird stuff. I'm learning stuff.
So what did it do? All right, let's go. Mail edit. Nope, it won't let me go back. It is now a actual reply. All right, here we go.
All right. So, what did Buffalo Trace do to, like, I mean, honestly, they completely are, what would you say? They're like not, um, they're immune to what's going on, right? Wouldn't you
I think
say?
so, because they're never selling less. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they're always selling more and more. And now it's coming around more and more. More Buffalo Trace in the store, Weller, Special Reserve in the store. They have more products on shelf than I've ever seen.
And it's a massive expansion, okay? Buffalo Trace completed a roughly 10-year, $1.2 billion expansion project in January of 2025. The expansion included
Still houses, a new still house, more fermenters, additional dry houses, um, expanded bottling operations. You know what? I'm just gonna fix this. Mail. I'm gonna get rid of that. Mail file. New. Let's just see. New viewer window. All right. Where is my? It should be right here. There it is. Double click it. All right, it's up. Now I should be able to blow up. Nope, that was the wrong one. But I'm sorry, people, but this is just technically what I'm going to do because I didn't. All right. So we said additional dry houses, expanded bottle operations, new water treatment system, nearly 20 new aging warehouses, expanded distribution infrastructure. The capacity reportedly increased from roughly 200,000 barrels annually to over 500,000 barrels annually. Some reports state overall production capacity increased by 150% or more. Distillation capacity has effectively doubled or more depending on the metric used. Now, we had Harlan Wheatley on here. We're got to do another podcast now that this has happened, right? But he's been on twice, and he basically said they will double it. And I'm like, well, how do you double it and do those still houses? You know what I mean? And those, and they have gone and matched, like they have in the original, not still house, but warehouse for aging of just, let's just say Blanton's in where I want to say warehouse H, which is a metal Rick House there, and everybody knows where it is. And that's where Blanton's comes from. Well, they basically made double the amount of them, put them at the same angle and whatever, but then they take measurements of humidity and heat throughout the day at the original Rick House and then match it through climate control in the other ones. It's unbelievable the detail that they have to do that. So so they've been upping their production and they finally finished that thing, the expansion in 2025, right? In January of 2025. All of a sudden everything starts slowing down. But this is one of the largest bourbon expansions in industry history. But why are the products still hard to find, right? Wouldn't you say? even with the
Still keep it that way, but put out more at the same time.
even with the expansion, Buffalo Trace still cannot meet the demand for brands like Blanton, Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, Weller, Pappy Van Winkle. The main reason? Bourbon aging lag. Okay, the new whiskey being distilled today will not become Eagle Rare 10 for 10 years, Weller Antique for several years, and Pappy for well over a decade. So even though Buffalo Trace has dramatically increased production, the market still has to wait for those brands to mature. But they did start increasing at one point. You know what I mean? They started increasing at one point, and so they are meeting some of the demand, right?
Yeah.
But we
Because there is a lot more in the stores. You know what? I have a question. So if they're making a mirroring warehouse age across to another one, temperature and everything, are the honey spots where they get like the really good bottles from the barrels? Is it the same in both warehouses then?
it should be close. And when I talked to Harlan about it, he was very specific on what he said. You know what I'm saying? He was really specific. You know, I'm just gonna say. So he said it was going to be double. So they haven't backed off though. If you look at Jim Beam, you look at Heaven Hill. I don't think that I think Jim Beam and Heaven Hill at this point they've been producing and able to produce, so they have enough inventory that they can shut down the Claremont plant for a year, do all the stuff they need to do. I mean, this isn't a bourbon recession. It's not less. It's more as you go, right? It's like, but it's just, it's the same. So this year and last year, so it's basically, plateaued, but it's plateaued at the level of where we went up to. It's not like it's going down to where it was before. So, but I don't believe Buffalo Trace is playing by those same rules. I think they produce the whiskey they produce, and people like it the way they are, and everything they're doing. Um, Demand street is still extremely high. Buffalo Trace sits in a unique position versus the broader bourbon market. While many distilleries are seeing slowing whiskey sales, overstocked warehouses, production slowdowns, export pressure, and tariffs, Buffalo Trace's premium and allocated products remaining among the most demanded bourbons in the world. All right, even Buffalo Trace itself, which is their main product, that is not allocated, but it's allocated because they can't keep it on the shelf, right? I mean, they put out you still see it released, and it's still not just sitting there.
Yeah,
I'll
there's
I,
displays now in all the stores by me where those round displays with the buffalo on top and the levels. They
okay.
have those and they're cool.
Good. So they're meeting demand. Secondary prices remain high. I was driving last Wednesday to go to the barrel pick at Bardstown Bourbon Company, and Nash lets me know when I'm 20 minutes past that Buffalo Trace is dropping E.H. Taylor 4 grain, which they're going to be doing it every Wednesday in May, and it's just like that's something that they aren't able to do all the time, and that's fantastic that they have enough. It wasn't like they were just giving out some and people were getting ripped off. There was lines, and they people got it. They were getting that, so that was pretty good. uh, but all right, so the secondary prices are remaining high, allocations remain tight, lottery system still dominates retail access. Distillery gift shop releases create long lines daily. Their own site now publicly posts rotating daily availability and bottle limits because demand is so intense. Now there is some leftover where you go in, and if you get a Blanton's, they're like, "Well, you're not. We'll let you buy more Blanton's." So they have been meeting to the demand for a little bit. Now the strategy appears to be changing. Buffalo Trace is starting to leverage the expansion in smarter ways. Example: launch of Eagle Rare 12, more experimental releases, larger tourism investments, new reservation systems, increased distillery bottle drops. The Eagle Rare 12 release is particularly important because it signals Buffalo Trace finally has enough aging inventory to expand the lineup beyond the legacy core product of 10 years. So that's what we're looking for. So the big industry question is the bourbon industry overall is cooling from the pandemic boom. Major companies like Jim Beam are actually slowing production due to softer demands and excess inventory. I think it's the it's not softer demands. It's just that they're not saying we need to produce more because the demand went up again, right? So that's what we're looking at. But Buffalo Trace appears to believe their premium brands are insulated. Global demand remains strong, and tourism and prestige branding matter. The allocated bourbon craze is not ending soon, and we've seen the allocated bourbon craze just it's just as strong as it ever, right, Matt? I mean, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's still lines out there every time anything drops, so it's still there. And I think Buffalo Trace also lifted their 90-day jail thing. So now you can go in and you can do it more often, from what I heard.
Well,
It's been there since last year, so I don't know.
they have lifted it on some bottles. Like for instance, you can buy Taylor and Blanton's, which used to have the 90-day thing. Now that's been lifted, but that's small batch Taylor and Blanton's. But it's still the same if you get uh something else that they're releasing. Yeah, yeah. If they're going to release any of that, so then um th- that the reason why they continue expanding, that's why they're continuing expanding, and what it means short term to us in 26 through 28, you'll likely still see scarcity, allocation, secondary flipping, long gift shop lines, difficult retail access. Midterm 28 to 32, more available Eagle Rare. We've already seen this, okay? Better Weller supply, more age. I think that, Ohio's had great Weller supply, but I think all the states will have great. We see it, the Weller supply now in Chicago, with John Ritt, right? So there, yeah. So there's going to be more age-stated products, expanded lineups, and less extreme allocation pressure. Maybe we'll see a Pappy, 30-year. Who knows, right? Who knows?
Well, they just put out that new Eagle Rare, what is it? The 25 and the whatever, like a couple different boxes.
Yeah. So,
That weird decanter with the like wings on top thing.
well, that is Eagle. That's double Eagle Rare, double Eagle Rare. Yeah, those things all. We got Randy has that. So Buffalo Trace may become the dominant premium brand supplier in America if demand stays strong and their age inventory catches up. I mean, they're going to move into like like they're already there as far as supply and demand, but not as far as supply. They didn't quite have the ability to supply such as Heaven Hill and Jim Beam do, and they still don't. I mean, Jim Beam and Heaven Hill, those two places are producing massive amounts of whiskey where, I really believe there's a little bit more um, experimental type stuff and everything that goes with Buffalo Trace. You hear the story initially of Booker from Greg Schneider. It's just like they tried that Buffalo Trace and it was horrible. That they've come a long way from that. You know what I mean?
They definitely did. They're not spitting it on the porch anymore.
All right. So let's throw it out right now to everybody on Facebook. I am going to let everybody come in on Zoom, and let's have let's have an open, like, round table discussion with everybody out there. All right. So let me quick grab this. What? A what? Yeah, I can do that once I do this. I got Eagle Rare. I know where it is. All right, let's see. I don't know why. Oh my God. Why can't I? What is going on?
There's the Eagle Rare 12. There's the Eagle Double Eagle Very Rare. There's the Eagle Rare 25. And there's something above the 25. I'm pretty sure that they only put out a couple hundred bottles of. I saw it on a thing where they were doing it for an auction or something. I know somebody out there has it. Walker, I think you know what I'm talking about. Because I screenshotted them and sent them to people before.
Let's get that off. Okay. Why can't I pick this up? There it is. All right, copy invitation. All right, it's for, yep, that's it. I'm gonna throw up the invitation. There it goes. It goes out to everybody. It's so funny. My phone is doing, there it is, everybody. I put it out there. It's up.
I don't see the link.
You should update your
I
thing.
didn't see your link on Facebook.
I do.
Oh, yep, it just came through. I see it. Yeah, Walker, I'll be able to go to 11 because I only work from, 5 to 3 miles, so that works.
So everybody's got, you've got the invitation, so jump on. So we got the, it's Walker.
There's Walker. What's up, Walker?
So we're waiting.
Fantastic, right? Nice shirt. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I've got the right shirt for the occasion. Let's see if I can. There we go. See, John, I think it was here whole description earlier, Matt. I know the one that y'all were talking about earlier was Double Eagle Very Rare, but I don't know if you were describing something different just a second ago. So there's the Eagle Rare 10, there's the Eagle Rare 12, there's the Double Eagle Very Rare, and then there's the Eagle Rare 25 or 30 or something that comes in a different box. Yep. And it's got a different gooseneck thing on it. It looks really, I've only ever seen it in pictures. I've never seen it in person do it. I know it's real because I saw it online at like an auction house thing. It looked pretty dope. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think they've only been making it for maybe a year.
Didn't we drink that, Walker, at the house with Randy? He had that box that lit up. Oh, did I do it? Everybody still there?
I've never had the one that's above that one because that one's probably more than my car. That's the only thing. And it's not been out that long either. That's the other thing. Like, even if I could afford it, it hasn't even been out very long. So let's say that I had an opportunity, it wouldn't have been there until after I was probably moving, honestly. Yeah, there's one up here available. There's several. It was like $2,900. Okay, more than my mortgage. Sorry.
Yeah, anybody who's listening, jump in. You come through. It's just like, I don't know what to do. I could put I'll put both the stupid. I don't understand why there's a speaker with you talking with a microphone. You're close to close. I put both microphones up there. Let me see.
I'm just reading the comment.
Yeah, I read Chris's comment too. Talking with a microphone. You're close to close. I put both microphones up there. Let me see.
I still think it's only good.
Chris's comment too.
I will speak to that. I don't know if it'll come through.
I just don't understand why. Oh, I can fix that in 2 seconds. Watch this. I'm just gonna pull these fuckers. Here, watch this. Okay, that should have done it.
Is that just the black water? Yeah, it's just the bag that goes around the box. It's got a felt bag that goes around the box.
All right, let's see if that works. Hold on.
And then there's an ashtray in the middle, right? I don't know. Well, Hert's not getting the length.
All right, let's see if that works. Hold
Let me copy and paste it through the messenger form. How do you guys copy the things off of here? I don't understand how the games are working. It's easy on an iPhone. Right. I have an iPad now. Steve, is there an ashtray in there, Roger? Or is it just the long time? I think it's the long time. Okay.
Ah.
So I think black. Gotcha. I had one in his hands one year we were at Jabasi. So yeah. But I thought that was really cool for any of the folks that are listening that were not able to make a Scotchy Bourbon Boys Christmas party. All I had to do was ask a bartender and say, "Are you guys going to keep that, or can I have the box? Let me go."
Nice, cool, man.
Yeah, that was really awesome. And he had Goose Island beer this year, so you really can't go wrong. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
He brought Chicago, Ohio, John.
I think I got it to work. I finally got it to work.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, I got it to work. There you go. So we're on. You know what it is? I think my stupid glasses were hooked to my phone. And so that's as soon as I took the glasses off, it got it to work.
Got it. So it was, we were trumped by the glasses. The audio was trumped. Yeah.
I think those, yeah, they're paired to my phone. So then, yeah, it was probably picking up there. All right, so we got the Eagle Rare. So let's talk about it, you guys. Let's talk about what you guys think. Why has Buffalo Trace been shielded for 100% by this whole, the whole movement of it slowing down? It has not slowed down.
I think it's a number of things. I think somebody was mentioning some of their diversified products, some of their lower tier products will still carry, because if it's someone's daily drinker and it's not a premium brand and they push it really heavily, that person will go and buy a bottle a week, or they'll buy a bottle every 2 weeks, or whatever it is that they buy. And that person's not slowing down unless they just stop drinking. In which case, most of the time, that's not someone who's a 20 something. That's not someone who's, even in some cases, like a 30 something year old. It's someone who's over 40, over 50, and they're going to get their bottle. It might be a different bottle, or they might go half as often, but they're still going to go and get their bottle. That's my opinion, but that could be a factor anyway.
Well, I get stats from Ann, and the one thing that's the allocated whiskey is not slowing down at all. Allocated whiskey is not. But where
Thanks,
they're
John.
seeing the slowdown is Jim Beam and Jack Daniels. In their everyday drinkers, that's where it's slowing down, and they think it's 100% acre. They think it's 100% based off of the economy. So
I mean, there's not a lot of money floating around anymore. So now you got to be a little more choosy.
for the
You know what I'm
everyday
saying?
people, but for us, like the people who buy the allocated, we're still buying the allocated. And then, but we're being a little bit more choosier, except when it comes to Buffalo Trace. I think really that's what it comes down to. You're not going to pass up, as John has proved, you're not passing up a Weller, a William LaRue Weller. You know what I mean? You're not passing that up. And then if it's available, if Weller's available, you're not passing it up because you've been trying to get it and all of a sudden you can. Those are where you're figuring out to choose what you're going to buy. But as far as, you know, you don't get, I mean, how many of us have gone out and revamped our Jim Beam? Now, it's nothing bad against Jim Beam, but did you actually go out and buy a bottle of Jim Beam in the last year?
Booker's, but
That's not Jim Beam. That's Booker's. Booker's, Knob Creek, Knob Creek 12, all those special ones. But I'm talking about Jim Beam, actual Jim
I
Beam.
did go for the 7-year when they came out, but that's been
Because I had a year, 10-month statement on the neck.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but not the normal Jim Beam though.
No.
Yeah, and that's where they feel that it really started to like but you got to remember when it comes to a distillery that Jim Beam and Jack Daniels 70% of the distillery sales. The 30% is Booker's, Knob Creek, Basil, you know what I mean? Then 70% is that, and when that's slowing up, it affects them. But they still have to make enough so they can Bookers and whatever. And it's just like you know, they didn't lay any workers. They basically paused for a year to do maintenance there, and that's the smart time to do it. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know. You know, Heaven Hill's putting a brand new distillery on, and they got to start laying stuff down from that distillery. But at the same time, you know, well, what brands are coming out of that distillery? You know, they've been making all the other brands elsewhere, so that new distillery is going to be really unique in what they got to do. Whereas we all know what Buffalo.
You know. But it also, like you said,
So that way, when this time comes, they're still making even more than before, so they're going to be ready for it to boom again. So they're in a good spot.
yeah, I think Beam can be in a good spot as well because what they're essentially doing is they're modernizing over at Claremont versus if you've got to keep up 24/7 production at Claremont, you can't really modernize the plant the same way that you would in Boston or in one of these other distilleries because you can't afford to stop production or you couldn't for a number of years.
Jeff, go get that Eagle 12. I'll send you a note.
You gotta wait. Okay, sure.
Yeah, boy.
Go get it. Actually, this Eagle Rare here, I bought this during COVID, the first year, and it was the first bottle. Eagle Rare sometimes, for me, is too bourbony. Like there's not, and this was the first bottle that had like sweetness to it, like this caramel sweetness that I remember when I got COVID in 2021. I had this bottle. It was like, and it was really good. We had tasted it at the distillery in September, and then all of a sudden I came down, and I remember the first time I had it. It was like I got it. I was feeling bad on a Sunday. It was like a Tuesday, and all of a sudden this was the pour that told me I had COVID because I couldn't. There was no taste to it. It tasted like straight out rubbing alcohol. I'm like, God.
Should have rubbed some up your nose. You'll never get it better in a day.
But right now, it's so good. Confectionery sugar and caramel, and it's almost like a candy. Hey, remember when we were having that candy apple, Matt, in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this. That's got
Yeah,
like
that's
this
like
candy. Like it's that sweet.
it's that little red coating that when they put it in the sugar stuff. I can't eat anymore because it had red dye in it. But fantastic, let me just say.
Yeah, you got to get them to make that clear.
Yeah.
Or I could take 2 allergy pills before we're gonna get separated. Because if you ever notice, I pick through energy drinks and I'm like, Red 40, no, no, no. Okay, I can have that and this. So I'll get both of these. That's kind of how I have to do stuff for success.
I don't ever.
I did have a lot of allergy pills in my pocket. I didn't get this out.
I'm not allergic to Red 40, but I haven't had it in a long time. Maybe in the apple when we had it, but overall, I'm not allowed to drink that. Roxy, don't let me.
Yeah. I get itchy and I'll start like itching and then I turn like red botchy. It's weird. I don't know. It's not a good thing. Like,
Okay.
It's not a good thing at all.
All right. So, what do you think, Kirk? What do you think? Why is Buffalo Trace immune? Why do they have a shield around them as if? I mean, I don't see any let up. Here in Ohio, we have a lot, and then looking at what's happening in Chicago, and it's not like that stuff hits in Chicago, and there's, John has to be on his toes, otherwise he'll miss it, and they have a lot.
Well, here's my Buffalo Trace stuff. So even the Weller's lineup, the 107 Antique is my favorite out of the Weller's lineup. But that kind of got me started on a lot of the Weeders kind of thing, and I'm always comparing it to it. But like CYPB, we're not live anymore, right?
No, we are live. Actually, we're recording
Okay.
audio
Alrighty.
too.
Well, I'm doing just a trade with a local here. I'm not doing the CYPP because I tried it the other day. But this person I'm trading is getting me an Old Fitz 11 years CCV, Eagle Rare 12, and then another bottle. But for me, I have a little bit of problems with Buffalo Trace stuff overall because their marketing is so damn good. They know what they're doing anywhere, in the last year up until maybe the last 3-4 months. If it wasn't almost everything Buffalo Trace was in an office or behind a rack or whatever. And that's where I had a real hard time with it, except for the Travelers. Travelers came out and I had a liquor store owner tell me, oh, this is Eagle Rare was, years ago. And Travelers to me is just garbage. But for me, good bourbon starts at Eagle Rare 10-year. That's just me, and I use that. I never pass one of those bottles up because I see one here, there, and I buy them for like $48 kind of thing.
Oliver.
But I use those to mix a lot because people come into my bar, my house, and it is so much between the ears. Everything's between the ears. This we're mush. They see the Eagle Rare thing, and it's like all of a sudden I just made the best freaking old fashioned or whatever ever. It is because it's got that eagle on the bottle. But I'm seeing Buffalo Trace everything everywhere now. I think a lot of this is slowing down a little bit, and there's getting to be a little bit of reset. But I think there's a lot of shit ton of people, these secondary people and stuff like that, that freaking put themselves in so much fucking debt on credit cards and stuff like that. I mean, these guys that are flipping this shit and buying this shit, they're not freaking engineers. They ain't fucking rocket scientists. There's some dude that got easy credit during the Biden area and they went out and bought all this shit. There's a couple of times where I did it too. But some of the best stuff I've ever drank or put in my mouth did come from Buffalo Trace. Like last week, the 12-year Van Winkle that a buddy opened up when my son graduated. I mean, that was, dude, it was emotional for me. It's an experience that I just you can't really say whatever. But I think Buffalo Trace will always be in the leadership. I think Sazerac's behind them. I think I'm glad fucking Jack Daniels didn't go to Sazerac and stuff like that. But And then I also think a lot of these craft distilleries and stuff, you watch Bruzel, I see Tiny, I see other guys going out and they're trying different expressions of different things now because they're interesting. Like craft beer. We had Budweiser, we had Bud Light, all this other stuff. And then people are making craft beer like, holy fuck, this is really good. And then you build your palate on that. So I don't know. I'm more interested now in each area's smaller distilleries, like even the pot still tiny, those kind of things. You might have to work through 5 or 6 bottles that aren't that great, but you find that one you've never tasted before. That's it's almost spiritual kind of thing. But I don't know. Buffalo Trace will always be there.
I will challenge you on what you're saying. I want you to do.
Okay.
I want you I want you to be blinded. And I'm talking about seriously blinded. And I want you to put E.H. Taylor small batch. I want you to put your Wellers, and I want you to pick a Weller, and I want you to put either Buffalo Trace, just regular Buffalo Trace, and I want Traveler put in there. Okay. And I think honestly, it'll surprise you. I mean,
I'll do it. I'll do it when I bring out this YouTube channel. That's a great one, too. I've never ever been in a situation where I've really did blind, so I like what you're saying because it makes sense.
Well, I got blinded. I got blinded with Weller Special Reserve. It was Buffalo Trace, and then there was Traveler and E.H. Taylor batch. Okay. And I love E.H. Taylor small batch. Here's what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to go E.H. Taylor small batch. I thought it was going to go Buffalo Trace. I thought it was going to go Traveler and then Weller Special Reserve. Okay. The only one that was in the right place was Weller Special Reserve. And it came down to the end where I thought it was E.H. Taylor versus what I tasted. I thought it was E.H. Taylor versus Traveler. And it went. And I thought I picked E.H. Taylor. And I freaking picked Traveler. And then,
holy shit.
What I thought was E.H. Taylor was Buffalo Trace. And E.H. Taylor took third, and Weller Special Reserve was 4. And that was blind.
Holy fuck.
But the E.H. Taylor.
Yeah, you're right. I've never Tiny, you're right. I've never ever did blinds. And
when Chris Stapleton and Harlan came out with that blend, and everybody knew it was Drew probably from the blender at Buffalo Trace who put that together. Buffalo Trace did that to prove a point to everybody. Everybody's like, why don't you put more out? Why don't you do this? Get this. And I used to be able to buy this on the shelf. You need to make more. You're holding back on purpose and everything. And then they come out with Traveler. And they put out as many SKUs as anybody in the world would want. They made enough that they had enough no matter what any agency or liquor store across the country ordered, they sold it. Okay. And all of us allocated bourbon people, all it did was get ripped across the living shit across the whole gamma. That it was this, it was that, because we all could get it. And basically, Chris Stapleton and Harlan Wheatley sold the ever-living crap out of it. It sold massively. Buffalo Trace was tasting it in their whatever. And for the average people buying, they sold more than they ever thought they would. It was very successful. But you wouldn't think that on social media when you read about it, right? You just don't think it was successful. We don't think it was successful. And they proved a point. They're like, hey, all you allocated people, guess what? We put something out that you could have enough of, and you really didn't want it. But we're showing you're only 10% of our market. Because the millions of Chris Stapleton fans went out and drank the living crap out of his whiskey, and he doesn't even drink.
anymore.
And I like him too, and that's kind of, yeah.
Little lumps.
It was great. I mean, that's why I really think they really get what the market is. They've been producing more, and we're all really happy you can get more, but you still can't get as much as you want. Yeah, no, yeah.
That's the one right there, John. That's the bottle. I love that bottle.
I passed on that bottle.
You know,
I shouldn't have.
I've been passing on it. I probably need to
I
get it.
bought it in New Orleans when we were in the Sazerac shop when you were looking for your sunglasses, and I was buying stuff. I'm like, I want that.
Yeah,
and this
but
and
you were
here.
buying stuff because I wasn't buying stuff because I knew we were flying. And what did I do? I put one bottle in my suitcase and it made it home.
Hey, what, John, what, is that a different, is that a higher proof Traveler now?
Yeah,
That's
this is
the
the
one, I haven't seen it yet, okay.
Yeah, this is the full proof, so it's 121 proof.
When did that
That's
hit
the one you wanna get.
stores? When did that come
We
out?
have it in Solomon's.
Months ago.
Yeah,
Wait,
like
wait, they have
4 to 6 months ago.
what? I need that.
I'll have it.
Jeff.
Ohio.
John,
Oh,
you
I
need to
have
start
it.
buying me more shit for the Cub game.
Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna have to start. You're gonna have to give me a line of credit, and I'll just go shopping for you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
You just
You're the
shop
Scotchy
and I'll
Bourbon
send
Black
you
Hawk.
Venmo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Check this
there
out.
you go, Walker.
When I come back from,
Yeah.
I see you.
I have the one that Tiny has because I have the big one from
You mean you got this?
last year.
You got this one?
Yep, the one that you're probably about to pick up. Yep. It's large with a flat base. Yes, that one.
Oh, nice.
Which is also a good carrot, surprisingly.
I came home so.
When I come back from vacation, I'm doing an all 6 Weller blind live on a Friday night, most likely when I come back.
I'll tune in, Cleveland.
So
I'll be doing them all blind, and they'll have a circle on the bottom of each cup that's the color of the bottle. So when I pick it up, you'll know what it is. I won't know what it is because I'll see white. But everyone that's in that direction will see what it is in the bottom of my cup. I'm hoping. I'm going to practice with the colors to see if you can see them. I'm hoping that it comes out on camera where you could see what I'm drinking. I don't know what I'm drinking because it all looks white. And then overall, I'll just go 1 through 6 and say my favorite. And then I'll have my buddies do it as well.
Yeah, I got a few of those, Walker. I keep 6, 7 of those around at all times. I never pass on them.
So this is courtesy of Super Nash. I don't keep a regular one because I had one I didn't care for it, so I gave it away.
So I'm about to have the 12 for the first time right here.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you
never had the 12.
12 with me in Kentucky.
What?
You had the 12 with me in Kentucky at the bar before the night of the festival.
Eagle Rare 12?
Yep. I bought the rest of it from this thing. Me and Steve split it. Oh, you guys tried it, and then we all tried it together. That's how we got the parking spot where Walker had to drop off both bottles to.
Is that the first time Tiny since COVID?
No, this is Eagle Rare
No, this is last year.
12.
Oh, okay, sorry. I
This
thought you were
one
during
was
that
about
COVID
since
that-
COVID, and this one was spectacular. And honestly, the 12 is good, but this bottle right here, because Eagle Rare is once again a 10-year-old, and it's a batch. And when they batch it, everything just kept getting better from Buffalo Trace as they kept batching and batching. That's another thing that we can talk about as far as what the distillery has done as far as making their whiskey better and better and better as you go.
You know that Eagle Rare is not batched, right? It's a single barrel that goes through. They don't clean the lines. Then they pour the next barrel in and keep going. So you may have a barrel. Most of them are single barrels, except that end one where it has the end run in the lines of the last barrel.
Wow.
You do know that, right?
I didn't know
I talked to him about this when we were in the barrel house, and I was asking a whole lot of questions. And he goes, people have asked these before, and I do have the answers. I'm like, okay, let's do that. And that's how I learned that. So Eagle Rare, it all used to be a single barrel product. And then what they did was, instead of cleaning the lines in between each barrel and wasting some, they went barrel, then they went in when it was empty. And then you may have one that's a mix between these two barrels and it goes out to lines. And then you go back to a single barrel again. And then here, but
you can't call it a single barrel because it's still on the lines before you put the next barrel up there to be dumped in.
Just so you know, if you've ever been there watching them dump barrels, they're dumping
Yep.
multiple barrels at the same time.
In a massive trough.
Yeah,
It depends on the
it's like the first one goes up and it starts dumping in the next one, and as they keep going down, there's 3 or 4 barrels dumping at the same time. So they're not blending, but they're on purpose. They're just dumping barrels. But there's
It depends on the
multiple
product.
barrels. I've got
But yeah.
I've got videos of that because I've been there while they're rolling them up.
I have too. So obviously some of their product is not done that way. Blanton's in particular is not done that way.
Well,
Because
Blanton's, they got yeah.
Yeah, it's all single barrel. So that's done in a particular bottling house where they have people sitting there by hand, and then they've got a barrel up at the end of the building, and then once that barrel's done, they switch barrels. But up until that point, it's all delivered through a line and bottled by hand, and then molded by hand, and sealed by hand. So it's a whole different operation for that. But you're right. I've seen that same line that you're talking about, and it's a massive operation with troughs.
I wish I could start over at 21 and go to work for a freaking distillery. Shit.
Me too. I'd be another Stephen Fonse right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. I've never got to go to, I haven't been in a brick house yet or any of that stuff as of yet, just except Montana.
Wait. So when are you? So, all right. So we have different levels.
Me either, Kirk.
Wait. Okay. So you guys have to come. I mean, honestly, you're gonna have to do a bus tour. We have our bus tour coming, but our bus tour, you're gonna be in rick houses. You'll be, yeah.
Even.
I mean, thieving. Are you going on the bus tour, Walker? I'm getting ready to put that. You can't make it this year? All right.
No.
Me either.
Wait a
When
minute.
is your next bus tour, Tiny?
What?
I've been telling on your list for months.
Damn it.
That's
When's the next bus tour?
His leave doesn't line up, so
wait.
Well, no, my classes don't. I'll still be teaching.
That's okay.
me too.
You both have one more year, so it'll come. But Kirk, you need to come to Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
You know what? You're right. I do. I've got to go to Germany here next in July, and then we're going to Nashville over Thanksgiving. So I'm going to try and hit up some of that stuff. And I think I'm going to meet up with Randy at some point.
He said he's coming to you.
But I will definitely. I'll definitely need to go to that, and I know one of my sons wants to go for sure, so I'll be there.
Randy was like, "Do you want me on tonight?" And I'm like, "I'm going to throw it up out to everybody." And then here we are with everybody on the podcast. I'm going to be ending it on the audio real soon. It was good to have you guys talk about what's happened. I'm glad, John. You didn't give. No, Walker gave his opinion. Matt and Kirk, what's your opinion of Buffalo Trace? I will say I'm jealous of Chicago right now, and it's not because of the Bears, and it's not because of the Cubs, and none of that shit. You know what? I'm jealous. I've never been jealous of Chicago, honestly, because whatever. But I am right now based off of it's like Vinny's has always been there, and they've always had okay allocations, but it hasn't been what it has been for the last year. This last year, it's like Chicago has become the hub of everything.
So I think with the expansion in the distillery, that's helped. I do think there is a slowdown to a degree. I think a lot of guys are kind of peeking out a little bit. I also think Buffalo Trace itself, I know people that just don't really enjoy wheated whiskey, but I think that they have figured it out to where they have crafted a wheated whiskey that a majority of drinkers enjoy. You know, even if you don't like a wheated whiskey, you can find a decent one from any of their lines at Buffalo Trace. They are a legacy distillery. They're iconic. Kirk, you hit on it with Sazerac, you know, kind of maybe, you know, pushing the marketing even to a higher degree. And I just think watching the availability for when they started, when was the expansion? Like
2020.
2017?
Okay,
10
so
years ago.
no, well, the expansions, but still, realistically,
24.
I had Harlan on in 20. I actually, it's funny because the Thursday I had him on in October, I was just starting to like feel really bad from COVID. So it was 2021, and he was talking about the expansion and everything. And after that, I went through 2.5 weeks of living hell right after that.
Mhm.
That podcast, it was funny because I came back from the festival, and the podcast was just going crazy. I had given out cards and everything. It was just like the best time of it. Was like I had it just went from like 1,000 a month to like 6,000 in October and 6,000 in November, and it was just like going crazy. And he had just done the podcast, and he talked about the expansion, and then we had him on again, and then it finished up in 2025. I mean, the main putting that second still in, even though they have 17 other stills happening,
Mhm.
but doubling that still, that finished up in 2025. There you go.
So yeah, and I think, I mean, I do think that's a big player because, as everybody calls it, the tater salad. You know, people. You know, I remember when I got into it, like Weller Special Reserve. Well, shit, if you could find a bottle for $55, you were good. You know, and like that was hard to get. I mean, that was during like I think right at almost at the peak of the boom. And then you know you get your Eagle Rare, you get your Blantons, and of course prices have gone up. But I think you know the allocated group of bourbon connoisseurs keep some of those around, but they really don't, you know, go and find those as much anymore. Where I know Kirk talked about it, and some of you guys, if I see an E.H. Taylor small batch, which I now have like 4 of them, because I will drink them and share them, and it's now easy to get. That was a real hard one to get, like literally 2 years ago. Barrel proofs coming around more often. Like I was like geezed up the first time I got a barrel proof and a CYPB and a Weller 12 in the same friggin' day. Like we pulled that tater run, like, hey, hop here, hop there. And, you know, that was exciting, but I didn't like doing it, to be honest with you, because you had to deal with people in lines. But I got what I was hoping to get. And I just think that whole legacy behind Buffalo Trace and wheat whiskey has just turned people onto it for so long, and I think a lot of people are always going to be fans of it. Like they'll love Heaven Hill, they're going to love the Beam products, they're going to love Whiskey Thief, all these, even the smaller ones. But like, I just there's an aura about Buffalo Trace that you know it's beyond me that I think a lot of people just
Well,
can like identify with that distillery and said, yeah, I've had some of their regular lineup. And then when you start talking about getting applications, you start getting those Kirk 4-grain. What the shit? I mean, they just released Jeff. We talked about this on the phone yesterday at the distillery for like $90 or whatever the hell it was. You know, now I couldn't get this for forever. The Weller single barrel, and it really
I've never seen that in the wild. Ever.
It's not that. Listen, it's good, but it doesn't blow you away. But everybody wanted it. And it was
okay, wait. You said Weller single barrel. Okay,
Yeah.
there are Weller single barrels that will blow your freaking mind because that's how
Agreed.
single barrels work. But like you said,
Agreed.
I mean, you're just missing the topper on Weller because that's why the hell. I mean, 100% why Eagle Rare. I mean, not Blanton's has a topper is because it's a single barrel, and it's just like they made a game for when a single barrel wasn't that great that you would come back for another one No, and that's how you learn that single barrel, what single barrels were about, because you were trying to get those toppers to
Is
get
that crapshoot.
the actual Buffalo Trace, this thing right back here with all this different stages, which when I first jumped in 2019 was like people they used to not let people look at the toppers. You had a box and a bag, and you got what you got. The one guy's
Pretty much.
the one guy's like, I bought 65 bottles of Blanton's and I still don't have the thing. And
I don't have O. I don't have N.
it's like,
Yeah, but
yeah.
and then you go, listen, you go then take something like Bland's, right? Now you start taking a line with Bland's Gold, which I absolutely love. But then you put it straight from the barrel in front of me. Oh my God, that's delicious stuff. Like, everybody's like, oh, Bland's this and that. I'm like, well, to
Straight
each
from
his
the
own.
barrel Bland's is what Bland's should always have freaking been. They shouldn't have put it out at
No,
that
sir.
way they put it out, and they should have just dumped those barrels into a bottle, and that's what it is. And that's just an amazing freaking whiskey. So the last thing I'm gonna cover before, and that's great, what you said, John. Like I said, I respect the shit out of what's happening in Chicago, because what's happening in Wisconsin is in Chicago. What they don't get Weller. They haven't seen a Weller in Wisconsin. Weller is like it's to Wisconsin is like desert is to Arizona. I mean, it's just not. I mean, it's just a wasteland of no Weller or Buffalo Trace products, and that's the way Chicago was until just recently. I mean, Ohio was the first one. Here in Ohio, we have been distributing Weller to the rest of the country for the last 5 years.
Yeah, we couldn't get 107 to save our ass.
Yeah, but the only way you can
now
get
this in the
107
last
is for
several months. It's showing up like weekly, or I'm sorry, I should say bi-monthly.
Well,
or
that's
bi-
but
weekly, bi-monthly.
Weller 107 since I started in 2019 has anytime I run out, it's always there for me. I
Which is
won't-
great.
but disappears a little bit, but it's always there for me. And so it's nice to see the rest of the country, and especially Chicago. I think all the distilleries and everybody for distribution, I think Chicago has done the right thing. So obviously you guys are getting, I mean, I've just never, I just think right now the hottest bourbon market for getting whiskeys is Chicago. So anybody out there, if you want to go to Chicago. I mean, just the Pappy tasting we did alone at Binny's that
Oh
day.
God.
I mean, it was available, and it wasn't extreme. I think he paid $100.
It was $50. It was $50.
A piece.
Nash would speak to this, but it was $50, and we got 4 pours. We got Old Drip 10, Lot B, right? Or did we get 3? Maybe it was 3, Jeff. Sorry. We got 10, 12, and Van Winkle Family Rye 13, which is actually good in itself if you like ryes.
Yeah,
love it.
I never tasted it. It was, yeah, that was like special. And then now, ever since we left, I mean, it's just like Randy was there, and you guys were just like hunting like crazy.
Well, Jeff, listen. Remember you and Nash were at the hotel, and I called you, and I'm like, "Hey, I got scoops. There's a store out west, not real far from us. We'll get there in 15 minutes." They just dropped in Weller 12, and we walked in there. There were like a gazillion Weller 12.
Yep.
And then Randy almost bought a Double Eagle very rare bottle. That's what it was.
Did anyway.
And then he backed off of it.
Yeah, and then he got it anyway.
I mean, it was there.
I mean, but I think I ended up. I don't know what I don't think I went with the 12. I went with the other, because you could get.
No, you got a 12.
Yep, I think that's the 12
we all bought
tonight.
the 12. Yeah, we all bought the 12. I got a picture of you holding it like, what the shit?
Yeah, but what's happening? Yeah, so I just think.
And it was like $50, man. It was perfect.
Overall, Buffalo Trace has figured out. Now, you guys, Kirk and John, you haven't been to Buffalo Trace. I mean,
Sadly.
once you, I mean, okay, they're in places that it takes more than just hop in your car and you're there like us, Matt. They go it's a little bit further and whatever, but when you guys go to Buffalo Trace, that turns it into another level. One, now
I
you
can
guys
see
were
that. That's fair.
now. Well, I can't wait, John, till next year, because next year
27.
it's on. It's you're going to be coming down, and we're going to do this thing right. We're going to do as many distilleries and everything we can, but I'm telling you, when you go to Buffalo Trace, you were talking, Kirk, about marketing. When it
Yeah.
comes to their gift shop, there's
Oh, it's
there, but Beam is good, but Beam is when you go to the Beam's gift shop, it's this little section like this. Okay, it's like this. Buffalo Trace's gift shop is like 5 times more than Beams. Like, it's like so much shit. It's like every single thing it's like the hoodies, t-shirts,
Bar mats.
hats, bar mats of all their brands, Glens
Single
of all
hook.
their brands, patches of all their brands, stickers of all their brands. I mean,
They got a wall of these things.
it's like
Maybe I'm a little bit tainted because they freaking reached out to me on LinkedIn to freaking put my resume in for marketing for Sazerac in my area here. They passed over me. I was so fucking pissed.
Tough market, bro. It is.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I need
So,
one of
Jeff-
those for Ohio. That should be pretty simple.
Yeah.
I
So,
know how to do that.
I could see what you're saying though, Tiny. You're probably right. Once that gets in the head, that's salesmanship. You're putting people in the ether there and probably never
Plus-
turn back. I mean, look at
plus it's
Bruce.
this plus it's
And-
this distillery that's been flooded. Like when it flooded, you take the tour and they basically did an archaeological
Bloodlines.
dig of Taylor's original cookers and fermenters, and they actually are fermenting, which I couldn't ask Carlin about at all. I couldn't. They're going to make a batch of corn that they basically grew that they matched what Taylor was growing back then, and they basically showed you the fermentation of it, and it's coming out soon. And
Wow.
it's just like some of the shit they're gonna release. I don't know how you get it. It's like you have to like sell your soul to the devil or something because or like I've never had old fire copper.
OFC.
And so last year at Bourbon on the
Me
Banks,
Oh, that's the one Randy was gonna buy. Sorry, it wasn't a double eagle very rare. Okay. Sorry about that.
so we're sitting at we go to and we're hanging out with Amzi Winning, and we're hanging out with one of the main people who is involved with bourbon in the Frankfurt area, and with him, and he buys us all Roxy, me. Were you there, Walker, last year? You weren't, right?
I was with you and Chris
2 years
and
ago.
Roxy 2 years ago, I think.
So
on the banks.
this year, this past year, it was 6 of us, okay? And it's $300 a pour. It was 4 of us and 2 of them, Amzi and the guy, plus Roxy, myself, CT, and Super Nash. And he buys us all OFC at $300 a pour. And we do it.
Oh,
I mean, it was like I never thought I would ever taste that.
What
And
year was it?
wow.
and it was the 2025 old fire
Okay.
copper, and he's got it. And they open it up, and he does six pours. Randy and Roxy gets one, and she tastes it, and she lets Randy taste it. I mean, we let everybody taste it because, I mean, honestly, at $300 a pour, it doesn't. It doesn't. There's nothing that holds up at that level. It's not
I
that
agree.
much better than the $4 a pour Jim Beam. I mean, it's not $296 better than Jim Beam. I mean, it's just not.
Maybe a $25 pour would be more.
I mean, but
Yeah.
I'm saying what happens is there's this level of exclusivity that you get to do, but whatever. But in reality, after tasting all these bourbons and everything, they're all within $40 of each other.
I agree. 100%. I think they should all be 0 to 10 or $100, but I get it what they're doing too. There's so
No,
much
but
angels
it's
here, and they gotta pay
exclusive.
for
Is
all
it
the
any different?
taxes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they find a shipwreck, right, from the early 1900s, and then they pull some shit out of it. They find champagne from the shipwreck. How much does
Or rum, yeah.
right? How much is that going to cost you to taste something from the early 1900s that was on a shipwreck? I mean, not only did they have to make it, it had to sink to the bottom of the ocean, sit there for 100 years, and then they had to basically find it, pull it back up, and serve it to you. I mean,
I want to
Yeah,
fucking
so
taste
now
it.
you're
I wanna
paying
taste
for
it
the
instead of reading
juice,
about it. Yeah,
Kurt,
100%.
but now you're paying for the story that's behind it, which is like nostalgic. It's historic,
I
and
love
it's
that.
rare.
there's,
And now,
there's only a certain
so
amount of
they
people on the
capitalized on that.
You pay for the ability to taste something that nobody else is tasting. That is
Yeah.
part of it. But I love Walker, like you know me. What am I into? I want it all, right? I want exclusivity.
Yeah.
I want packaging. That's why I love Booker's.
Story.
I mean, Booker's is good. It's not that different from each batch, but there's some really good batches and there's some other batches. But overall, it's exactly what I'm in bourbon for. I want it all. I just love it. I think marketing is just as important as the bourbon. You gotta have it all.
It's a good thing I don't live 10 miles from you, Tiny. Holy shit.
So can we clarify for the listeners, when you say you want it all, it's you just want complete package when it comes to the whiskey, the bourbon, not every single. Well, maybe you do want every single bourbon and whiskey, but you don't have room for it.
I mean, for God's sakes,
Stuff. You want all the stuff.
I want all
the
this
Mine's
stuff.
only got a third of it, so
You see that right there?
All over the place. I'm telling you.
You see that? I'm
Yeah.
sitting there at the distillery, and the guy after doing the tour and knowing all the stuff that went down with this. There's no distiller. They're in flux right now. They got to get us somebody who's willing to sacrifice a lot of things to do this. And but this bottle is like, well, how much is that? Well, it's $300. You're just like, I'm like, looked at Roxy. I'm like, can I do it? And she's like, why are we here? No,
that meant yes, right off the bat. I love you, buddy.
1 sec, and then we'll bring it around about. There's a gal out there named Candace or Roxy. You know they're gonna be amazing. I love it. Anyway, bring back.
my wife's name is Rachel, and when I met her, her best friend used to call her Roxy. So her nickname's always been Roxy with her best friend.
Love it.
And so when we started the podcast, we were all getting names, She's like, you know what mine is? And I'm like, absolutely. So she's found Roxy line of wear, like t-shirts and a whole line of fashion wear. So
That's awesome.
it's worked, and there's a lot of people who only know her as Roxy.
That's great.
I love this unfiltered, uncut, Tiny. I mean, that it's just nobody else is doing it. I just love it, buddy. I really do. I hope it resonates with more and more people because you can edit the shit out of anything and add all kinds of other crap into it. You're not really getting the story across. It's all about the freaking eye candy, but I
It's
think
genuine.
the real bourbon and whiskey people are resonating with some of what you're doing. I mean, yeah, it's the love of the bourbon, it's the love of the whiskey, not the editing and the eye candy. So
There's a lot of
touche.
Yeah, can I comment, Jeff? I Kirk, I think Core is talking. I'm just scrolling through. He had some really good comments. He was talking about all the wheat used in VT's wheated products come from North Dakota, which I believe he's from. Is that correct?
Yeah, he is. He's from Jamestown.
All right, Core. I didn't want to diss you, man. We were looking at it, but we get carried away in our conversations. But yeah, he's a big rye fan too, and I don't know if any of you guys have hit up the Elijah Craig PGA one, which is 108 proof. Apparently, that's a banger for $50, which a lot of people say.
what?
But
Where?
again,
How?
Anything
I need to
Elijah
go to
Craig,
the
I'm
liquor
buying it.
store. What Elijah Craig PGA?
Jeff, you got to come to Chicago for that one too. But anyway,
I'm about to go broke because I'm going to go to the liquor store because I've been avoiding it lately in 2020, 2026. I've been avoiding the liquor store and I'm going to go broke because did you know there's Old Fitz 7 just sitting everywhere here?
Oh my God!
Same
There's
here,
some in
man.
the bags and some not in the bags.
Bottled and bottled. I have my choice. I'm like $49.99. I'm like, who's not doing that?
Okay. So, Kirk, I just want to say I had a over this weekend. I think it was
Yeah.
last weekend.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We don't have it yet, but
Hey.
from what I heard, we'll have it the next 3 weeks. So
Did you get
it'll-
one? Yeah.
You know
I didn't get one
what,
yet.
John? You know I'm showing you this, right?
Yeah. So Jeff, I apologize, guys. Jeff, I gave Jeff that. So what do you think about that, buddy?
Yeah, I like it. And you said if I drink it, you got me covered.
Which one is it, John?
That's that Eagle 12. I gave him a sample of Eagle 12. They all stopped in. Well, not all, but it was Jeff Martin and Randy. They came in here in end of July and August. We went to the Cubs game. We hung out, went to the old distillery in Chicago, and we just started sharing and smoking cigars and telling stories. It was so fun. We're doing it soon, man.
The Christmas card list. Some way I've got to get your address, but I ain't showing up tomorrow. But just some of the good people I meet, you just get on the Christmas card list.
Well, as far as my address goes, it's right there on all social media. I'm not
Okay.
I mean, you look at my Facebook or you look at my whatever. I don't not put my address because I have tastings and stuff like that. But I am gonna do. We're coming up to the Crystal Glencairn Club soon. Randy's coming up. I'm going to get Randy up some weekend, so people are going to be here in Ohio. I mean, where do you travel? What's your travel schedule, Kirk? I mean, you need to get to Ohio.
Yeah, that's I've used up so much vacation time and stuff like that. So
I mean, you have a real job. You actually have a job like me.
That's how I hunt for all this stuff. I'm a business to business salesman for steel. So I self-schedule.
Wait.
I drive around. I just go jump
Steel. You're a business to business for steel. So you do know that I'm in recycling.
Wait, yeah. Are you talking about steel or like chainsaw steel?
No, steel. So mostly, it's tiny. It's steel siding and steel roofing.
There you go. Metal roof.
American-made paint, all that kind of stuff. American-made smelted steel. So I have 6 states. That's where I hunt up all this stuff.
So
and then I'm a salesman.
Ohio.
So it's all
hit
about
Ohio yet? Because
and we can't hit Ohio because the steel is made in Pennsylvania and around you.
He's too far.
So the shipping on it will freaking knock us out. But next year, my son is coming back, Walker. I think he's going to get into California there. He's going to be back in November. So we don't have to travel to Europe that much anymore. And so I will.
Oh, Greg's checking in.
I will jump in with whoever I can when I can.
Checking in. I'm going to see if he wants to jump on. Greg, jump on.
The link again if you can at the bottom of the page.
For Greg?
Yeah.
All right.
So, Eric,
Yeah.
both of you guys, just so you know.
Hey, you guys, we're gonna end it on the audio because I have to.
All right.
Okay.
What time?
So,
Play your theme song.
Who just Walker just went out? All right, hold on.
I'm not out.
No,
just
he's
taking
Wrap the podcast up.
So Walker isn't able to make it to Kentucky this year, so that means there's a bus seat open next to me unless Koza gets it. So if one of you guys jumps on the bus tour, you'll be sitting next to me this year.
When is Kentucky, Matt?
It's the week of the festival. So Jeff, do you know the day? It's the Wednesday of the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. If you look up that date, it's
September 9th.
that Wednesday.
The bus tour is September 9th.
Okay.
Oh, that's perfect. The timing too.
Oh God,
So,
you
and if,
Yeah, I've got to go to freaking Tennessee in November.
So
Yeah.
if you're flying into Ohio, you could jump with us in the morning. You can meet Brad Bonds at Revival, or you stop in Echo, or we stop in Columbus. What's up, Greg? How are you, sir?
wow.
In touch with you, man.
bed, boys.
That is that's an awesome, comfortable position.
Yeah.
Listen, don't mess with a redneck when he's laying down, man. The boy knows what he's doing.
The other day, just like that when you were on, Greg. I was like, I just wanted to say hi to Greg real quick. I see you guys every week, but I don't see Greg all the time. So,
He's hoteling, man.
Yeah.
In Columbia, Tennessee, drinking a little bourbon out of my paper Hampton Inn coffee cups. So, hey, it's good.
Oh, you get all kind of bleach tones in there, man. It notes and shit, man.
how are you, Greg? I haven't seen you in forever. I haven't seen you the other day.
Man, everybody's
Sent you a
okay?
picture of a giant turkey.
Yeah, Matt's trying to talk, but he doesn't have a microphone that's loud enough.
Okay.
I feel like is my microphone not working?
That's
I-
working. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, I don't know you. This is Montana here. Keep it up.
Hey, Kirk, have you ever had chicken cock whiskey?
Yeah.
That's
I actually love chicken cock.
Greg
So
is the man who
Hold on a
made the
sec.
chicken cock.
Needs to be
I
the older
watched
version.
a podcast or listened to it in the truck on my job with Greg on it and the chicken cock stuff. So honestly, I've got probably 20 or 30 bottles of
There
chicken
you
cock
go.
stuff. For sure.
I-
And my favorite is the cotton, the sec.
You have one that Greg signed though. That's when it's like the impressive one.
No, we're not all as lucky as you, Lizen. Come on, man.
I wasn't gonna go there, but since they broke it anyway, I'm gonna show a signature.
Oh, there it is. That's a good one.
Nice.
Anyways, Greg now works for 4 Branches and a new place called Metal with
American metal.
American Metal.
Consulting, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Metal, like heavy metal?
Now, so it's interesting company. I mean, these guys are great. I just connected with them here. Actually, I started talking to them several months ago, but they're based in Connecticut, and the owners they made their money through custom cars, and they came out with a brand. They want to get in the whiskey kind of for that niche of market. And it's called American Metal Whiskey, and it's interesting. I believe me, we just scratched the surface this week. I'm down. They make their whiskey in Tennessee, at Tennessee Distilling Company in Columbia, Tennessee Distilling Group, excuse me. And I've been down here this week helping them. They hired me to kind of let's establish because they're about a year old maybe, but establish not only a high quality product, but a consistent high quality product, one that's sustainable, batch in, batch out, SKU in, SKU out, or whatever. They have a unique process. There is no substitute for time and temperature changes in a 53-gallon barrel.
Hell no.
That's maturation.
Yeah.
But that process is all about molecular activity, okay? In the summertime, day and night, heat of the day, it's cool of the night, heat of the summer, cool of the winter. What happens is the whiskey the molecules in that barrel are in the heat of the summer, heat of the day, they're flying around, they're popping everywhere. And that activity, molecular activity, expands the airspace within that barrel. And that pushes the whiskey deep into the wood.
Yeah.
And that's where it's reaching all those extractable flavors and esters and everything you want to flavor a whiskey. Then at the cool of the night, the cool of the winter, the molecules slow down and it contracts. And so it pulls it back out. So it's all about molecular activity. Well, and there's no substitute for time and temperature changes in a 53-gallon barrel. Now, what these guys have come upon, and there's a lot of people doing it different ways, but it's all about molecular activity through ultrasonic waves, ultrasonic activity.
Ooh,
And so,
interesting.
motorcycles, custom cars. So what they've done is they have taken whiskey, they put it in a barrel, and they put a waterproof, intrinsically safe amplifier down inside the barrel, a new barrel. So they're actually double oaking. Number one, they're double oaking. But what they do is they hit the whiskey through that amplifier with Harley Davidson, rumbling of Harley Davidsons, rumbling of their cars.
Bass, baby.
And so it creates these ultrasonic sound waves. And what that does, that ultrasonic sound waves creates microscopic bubbles and collapses them and recreates them and collapses them. And so that activity creates cavitation. Well, cavitation is another form of pressure. So what that pressure does, it pushes it into that new barrel, into the wood, and extracts it. So it's not, a lot of people say it's accelerated maturation. Again, Jeff knows me. I don't believe in accelerated maturation, but it enhances the maturation. It sits in that barrel 6 months with that sound going on the whole time. And that cavitation, that pressure, pushing it in the wood and back out of the wood, it picks up so much more color, so much more flavor. It takes a 4-year-old and it into a 6-year-old within 6 months.
Greg, is that new for you to like? Is that what you just described? Is that something new for you even in your?
Not new for me. I've never done it personally. I've seen people do it.
Well, Metallica, right? Metallica. I mean, they basically played Metallica music to the barrels, doing the same thing that the Harley Davidson rumbling's doing, right?
No.
Megadeth, baby. Megadeth, let's roll.
Here's the difference. Metallica did it. I don't know if they're still around. Copper and Kings did it. What they're doing is they're playing music in the barrel warehouse. It's not actually down touching the whiskey. It's not inside the barrel. It's outside the barrel.
That's wild.
And so it's a big difference
That's
of the ultrasonic waves that actually hit the whiskey.
Wait.
O.C. Tyler did something similar, but they took green whiskey, distillate, and did that. And they were coming out, selling 6-month-old whiskey. Said, oh, yeah, it tastes like 4-year-old. Bullshit. It tastes like 9-month-old.
So, Tommy, what he's describing to you, and he mentioned it earlier, but you may have missed it, is that they actually put their device inside the barrel, as opposed to Metallica, which comes from outside the barrel, with a sealed, hermetically sealed or otherwise sealed.
Is it Harley Davidson? Is Harley Davidson directly related to this?
No.
These just using their acoustics from their pipes, right?
Yeah. So who knows? I mean, you never know where it's going to go. They may have SKUs. Here's a Harley, one that was aged and enhanced with Harley sound. Here's one with the Yamaha. Here's one with a.
That's gonna sell like a motherfucker.
No, that's not happening.
That's gonna sell like a motherfucker, dude.
No. What, they want to sell the ones with Harley and not sell the ones with Japanese? Like, no, it's just gonna be Harley.
I got a question, Greg.
Scotchy blend.
I got a question, Greg. Why is nobody talking about, and why is nobody in my neck of the woods? So the two largest fireworks, pyrotechnics things are right here within 20 miles of me. We're dry here in Montana where I'm out in the banana belt, but our temperature swings can be freaking 90 degrees from the day and the night. In the world's fair, the best bread on the planet was sweet bread that won the World's Fair in Chicago. back in the day. So I'm just kind of curious, is anybody talk about this real temperature swings?
It's
There's
also
temperatures, but in Montana, I mean, you've got what,
altitude.
9 months of cool winter months and 3 months of hot months, or no?
No. So we're about so I'm in the banana belt, so it can vary from season to season. There's times where we get 2 or 3 feet of snow, and there's times where we get no snow kind of thing. But literally, the variation in temperature swings sometimes 90 degrees in a day, sometimes it's 40 or 50, but most of the time it's 60 to 70 degrees per day. I could only imagine that where the trade-off would be because it's so dry where I'm at. And the angel share would be freaking incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible, because we don't have any. My humidity sometimes is at 9%.
Well, again, that's, 95% of bourbon is made in Kentucky for a reason.
Okay.
And one of those reasons is the temperature swings. We got 6 months of hot temperatures that go over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We got 6 months of cold temperatures that go below zero in the winter time. And so it's such dramatic swings. Every state's, I mean, if you take the same bourbon, same batch, and you aged it in Montana or in Texas, I guarantee you the product coming out of the barrel is going to be so
I
dramatically
will
different.
tell you
Yeah.
that Steve Nally set you guys so far back. I mean, he went out to Colorado and he basically distilled there, and he probably bought into what you said, Kirk, because he thought that those temperature swings and everything that would
Okay.
happen, and it aged so slowly that
Oh, shit.
that he was out of there. Everything went out onto the market, and he headed back towards Bart. He went into Bardstown Bourbon Company, but I will tell you that over the years, the whiskey that he distilled went a lot of different places and was really good. But
I can
it
imagine
just
that. So
took-
if it's going
it
temperature
just
swings
takes
so quickly in
two
24 hours, the probably inside of the barrel is always 50 and 60 degrees. So you're not really getting
It's
anywhere.
got to
That
be
makes sense. Yeah.
long periods of where you're
Like
those
Greg said, the
really hot
6 and the 6
summers
kind of,
and
yeah,
it's
the 9 and
whatever,
3.
and then all of a
That's
sudden you
fair.
get the cold winters. So yeah, he did buy into it, I think, but he was like out pretty quick.
Greg, did you do this one?
Actually, that's the Cotton Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been very vocal and straightforward about it. I had nothing to do with that one. That was the brainchild of the founder of Great Barrel Spirits. So Monty Antilla was the founder's name.
If it was yours, I was going to honor you by opening it right now. So,
well, you can open it, drink it if you like it.
But
So different. It's 20-year-old Canadian rye whiskey. Okay,
and it's above. In my mind, it's freaking chicken cock. They fell off in the last year or two. In my mind, I don't know. I don't know where they're getting.
Wait
from.
a
It's
second.
not the same.
Wait, Greg was out, and in the last year or two, and this is the whole thing of what we try and tell everybody. Just because it's a brand and you own and people are, but when you basically take somebody with talent and he builds the brand up and he sells it in market, like for instance, when he was what Greg was just talking about the metal brand, okay? This brand that he's talking about, he was talking about it with the passion that he talked about chicken cock for how many years? Six years?
I would guess the last 3 years it's garbage.
7.5 years. No, but even the Cotton Club, although he wasn't directly involved, he was directly involved with the marketing. And he was able to tell you about what was good about something, but he also would get parts, the owner would buy stuff and he would basically do things to it to make it to be decent whiskey. Plus,
well, I did. No, that one.
Not that one.
Here's my point, Jeff. So I had nothing to do with that.
Right.
It was a great. I think it was a great idea, great marketing ploy. he wanted to pay homage to the brand back during the 1920s, during Prohibition, when you couldn't buy whiskey. But Chicken Cock was the house brand at the Cotton Club in Harlem, New York. And what they brought and what they used was Canadian rye whiskey. They would acquire up in Canada and bootleg it to the Cotton Club. And so that's where he came up with this 20-year-old whiskey. Quite honestly, I didn't like it. It had a bubblegum sweet tart flavor to it. And I mean, some people liked it. Most people that spent $600 for a bottle didn't care for it. But again, everybody's got their own palate.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say a hell of a lot at the time, but
Chicken Cock was here. This is maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and Whistle Pig was here. In the last 4 or 5 years, and Whistle Pig, I don't know, some of their barrel picks from the Bussin' with the Boys or whatever is here. This doesn't taste like freaking Chicken Cock shit to me anymore. I don't know what the
No,
fuck
it's
is going
not
on.
because Greg's not involved with now. The Cotton Club
He's
is
the
one
guy?
thing. He was the guy. I mean, he was. They sold him as the master distiller. He did distill it. Now the stuff that is just Chicken Cock, the bourbon, I would highly suggest to get that because that's his stuff going on.
Oh,
He
God.
has nothing to do with the blend. Not even.
let me explain, Jeff. So if I may,
I'm listening.
we started making whiskey when I joined forces with him in 2017 at Barstow Bourbon Company. All along, the founder would buy bourbon, but typically he would let me taste it first to make sure it was of the quality to put on the label until the bourbon we were laying down became of proper maturation. And a couple times he bought some whiskey without letting me do that, and it was shit. And it pissed me off, and I told him, you got to stop it. You're going to kill the reputation that we're trying to build. And so he did that. Well, when we come along, and then he comes out, and I found this great Canadian, 20-year-old rye, and I want to come out, pay homage, man. Great marketing concept, but the whiskey better, support the marketing concept. And to me, it was shit whiskey. I mean, it was Black Velvet Canadian whiskey is what it is.
70-year-old. Yeah.
Okay. And I said, I think, you're making a big mistake. You want to charge $500, $600 a bottle. And marketing guys, one of my best friends who was the equity owner in the business and ran the marketing side, he butted heads with him and kept telling him, Monty, I said, you're charging too much for this bottle of whiskey. It's not worth it. And he said, oh, you're too negative. So they parted ways. And anyhow, long story short, it just,
well, Greg, I get it. I see where you're going with this. I want to make sure that I follow you and what you're doing in the world for sure.
Well, yeah.
So you're in Montana, Kurt? Is that right? Montana?
Yeah. Yep.
What part?
Columbus, between Billings and Big Timber, the kickoff off the Yellowstone to the Beartooth Pass.
Okay,
That's where
well, I tell you what, Jeff, you send in my contact information if you don't mind. I want to bring my girlfriend up there. She loves I want to find a dude ranch up in that way, close to Yellowstone, and I can take her horseback riding and go to Yellowstone.
Beartooth, did you say Beartooth Pass?
Yep.
That's on the north. That's on the northern entrance to Yellowstone.
Yeah,
right?
I'm an hour and a half from Cody, Wyoming. Beartooth Pass. I'm 2 hours from Cook City.
Perfect.
The park is 40. I got you, Greg. I've got a place for you to stay. Randy's coming out here first part of or end of June.
Randy Ford.
And then we're going to Germany and then Austria and Prague for the summer. But you guys get out here, like I told these other guys, open invitation. Bring it.
We'll all get the fuck out there.
Let's make contact. Because again, my girlfriend's birthday is July 9th. I'd love to take her out there. I turned 70 in July as well, but I want to take her out there, do some horseback riding. know there's a lot of dude ranches out there we could
Well,
probably connect with, but man, I appreciate that so much.
well,
Yeah.
Greg,
Oh, hell yeah.
Greg,
So
you're
one more thing here then, Greg. So we get back from Germany July 14th. August is probably the best time to come.
Either way.
I'd love to talk to you because I just LLC'd and started a new business, and I'm on the city and the county planning boards and stuff, and I'm open up a whole distillery, not a distillery, but a guild annual thing in my area here. But Chico, Hot Springs, frickin' going into Yellowstone. If you want to get out here next spring, I'll show you grizzly bears all day long.
Well, I don't want to see grizzly bears. I hunt turkeys. I hunt turkeys. Never hunted out. But yeah, no. August would be great as well. Just anything that works, Kirk. You send me what your schedule looks like, and Jeff connect us, and man, that would be awesome.
Why don't you just get out here to Billings too? You don't have to rent a vehicle. I've got vehicles all over here.
All right,
And then even if I'm working or whatever, you and your bride go play because I've
Okay.
played all over it. And then if it works good on the weekend, we'll take you down a lazy rafting thing down the Yellowstone and all that stuff. So yes.
Yeah, one of my favorite. Well, I've hunted turkey all over the U.S. and Mexico, and one of my favorite hunts. It was actually in Broadus, Montana.
Oh yeah,
I shot my first Miriam turkey there in Broadus, Montana. But it was
what
awesome.
has to happen is you need to shoot something, kill it, do it, and then you need to bring it back to Al, and we all gotta meet at a moray as Al cooks it for us.
We shoot it.
That'd be awesome.
He does fish too, man. He does fish too, so we can catch it.
There you go.
Greg, I love it, man. Standing invitation for you, pal. Standing invitation for sure.
I mean, honestly, Greg, you said your 70th birthday is coming up. Your chest hair doesn't look older than 65.
I was gonna give him 55, Jeff, you bastard.
Yeah, if I thought it was 66.
Don't pan down anymore, Greg.
You guys
Keep going.
Here, guys.
Yeah.
Here's to Cordell because he's been super patient with us.
Yeah.
So we used to
Yeah,
know.
here's Cordell. Welcome.
I'm just trying to put it out there.
No worries. My Frenchies finally settled down, and it was like Royal Rumble of the Bulldogs going down. Crazy.
Oh, wow.
Well, hey, and shout out to Matt License. Matt, I appreciate you, brother, and I will get to Cleveland one of these days with my sweetheart, and we're gonna have a big party time in Cleveland with you.
Well, you know,
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Greg, I mean, you know that I'm close to Cleveland, so include us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
If you guys want to have some fun, I just rented the Civic Center here in Columbus, Montana, August 7th to 8th of 2027 for our first. It'll be Distillery Brews and Barbecue. And I would love to have you guys out here. And I might be helping you help finance it.
A good fall meeting for the Scotchy Bourbon boys.
Yeah, August
That's
of
what I'm saying.
2027 sounds good to me.
I'll get you on stage.
Wait, you're talking August of 27?
Yeah, 7th and 8th.
Yeah, you're talking about you'll be retired, John, and you're just full in it.
I'm working on some good guys out here too. We'll probably have a concert out here. I don't know what it looks like 100% yet. Fireworks out here. I want to get some barrel racing going.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Then you could have God, the you could have Traveler. There you go. Just bring them all whiskey people.
You can
Very simple to learn too, man.
Like that'd be killer.
And you know what? You guys could probably just stay at my house here.
Oh, be
I'm
careful.
serious. I got a big house on the
Careful what you
historic
ask.
registry. It's
Yeah.
haunted.
There's a lot of us.
Oh, but Kirk, where you're getting in, it's not the people, it's the whiskey we will bring.
That's okay.
That's the part that's gonna destroy
I'm used
you.
to having I'm used to having 20 to 30 college kids on the weekends here from my kids coming from out of Montana State.
They
And I'm
don't.
right next to a church, so it makes it really interesting.
Oh, that's bullshit. No, because
They don't.
that's like 40 to 90 college.
They don't.
Man, let me tell you right
They
now.
don't bring in Mary Dowling, Dowling from 1943 for you to drink.
That's true.
Do you have any of that
They drink my
left?
freaking stuff. They drink my beer and they sneak some of my shit. I had to tell Randy, I'm like, give me 5 minutes. I got to find another freaking 4-grain E.H. Taylor because one of the kids opened it. So,
Hey, Randy was asking the question, did you have any of the 43 Dowling left?
It's actually 46. It was bottled in 38 and barreled in 38, bottled in 46, unless he has a different one.
No, it was the same, but no more. The Seth drank. I gave Seth the last pour.
So Randy and Tiny and all you guys, next time you're in Kentucky, if you want to go see the foundation of the original Dowling Distillery, I may have told you this before. I can take you there. It actually sits on Wild Turkey Distillery's property. I used to hunt that property.
So
Turkeys.
we're gonna. So are we gonna see Jimmy too when we go?
I guarantee you, if I reached out to Jimmy, he'll be there.
Yeah, let's.
Ass, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna be up there in about 2 or 3 weeks. On
yeah,
Saturday.
he's not talking 2 or 3 weeks. He's talking about all of us, and we're all going to be there the week before the festival, and let's do it.
It might be a good time. Yeah.
Well, I heard him say Randy or you or whoever. So I'm going to be there in 2 or 3 weeks. So they're going to pick some bottles up. I'll also be there the week before the festival.
Let's put it this way.
Or the day before the festival.
I won't ask Wild Turkey or Campari for permission. We'll just do it and then ask for forgiveness and catch you for Christmas.
No, we'll do it, and then you just tell Jimmy you're there.
No.
Let Jimmy know the day before you're going to be there, and then we'll just meet up with him.
Jimmy won't be able to walk down that old.
No. We won't take him down there. We'll just meet him at the place, right?
If we'll meet him at Distillery or wherever. But Jimmy will be there. I promise you. He loves you guys, Jeff, as you know, and he's such a dear friend and always will be. But yeah, I'm telling you, I can show you where the Dowling Distillery is, the Cedar Brook Distillery. You know, the oldest bottle in the vintage library at Bardstown Bourbon Company.
And then we should
was in the 1800s. It's from Cedar Brook. Remember that? Yeah, you've seen it. And I can show you
about that. My grandfather.
With the Cedar Brook. It was on the other side of the property, but again, I hunted that property for years.
I'll try and get us then that night to do a tasting at the old Rippy house.
Well,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So, Greg, do I bring my shotgun or what?
Yeah.
Randy, turn your camera on, will you?
Here it is.
He's driving.
I'm driving, boys. It would be dark. It won't.
Oh, you're headed to Florida, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm going to Florida tomorrow morning at 8. I went over. We had a Scotch tasting, and then I went over and we had a bourbon tasting. So I've had 2 of those, and I'm driving home carefully.
You hooked up to
I'll be in Florida
Wilson
next
River.
Wednesday.
I will. I'm actually leaving tomorrow morning and coming back Friday because my son's going to be here Friday night late. So it's a whirlwind trip. I'm going down, packing up a bunch of stuff, and heading back. My wife tried to do our packing. We're going to like turn her in for. She said no. I'm going down. We're going to do it for $2,000.
I'll give you my hotel's address, and you can drop me samples there, so when we get there, I'll have food and drinks.
Well, you're going to be in Florida or Tennessee?
I'll be in Orlando next Wednesday.
I'll just have to ship you something, brother, so it gets there.
Guys,
I don't want to make y'all jealous, but Randy will be at my place the end of June.
All right.
My battery just went on low mode, so I'm going to have to jump off. But Jeff, give Kirk my contact info if you don't mind, buddy.
I will for sure, and I gotta end this on the audio anyway, so I'm gonna end that
Buddy.
for everybody, and then we'll
Appreciate you
finish
guys.
up at the.
I'll shoot you a text next week.
Good night, Greg.
Good night, Greg. And
Bye,
Cordell.
Hey, guys.
All right. Good night.
What's up?
Cordell, stay on for a couple minutes now. I'm going to end the audio podcast, and then we're going to thanks everybody for coming on tonight. www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and then follow us also on Apple, iHeart, and Spotify.
Leave it on the rock.
And then Matt, thank you for coming in tonight, Cleveland on the Rocks, and with everybody, we'll head out right now. But everybody who's on right now, stay after, because it's kind of an after party, and it's early, and so remember, good bourbon equals good times with good friends. Make sure that you drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Matt, you probably know this enough, so next time you're on, I'm going to have you do the ending.
I'm just going to add stuff to it a lot.
Yeah, you can. But
drink and drive and stuff.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly and stuff. And remember,
live your life
uncut and
unfiltered. And if you want to listen to something that's real, you can thank us later.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, all right, and AI will take us out.
Wake up, sunrise and boots on the floor, working hard all day till you can't no more. Life rolls on, but the choice is yours. How you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one stick, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come home with a seat. We'll taste through the whiskey on the rocks and eat. Bourbon Scotch or a good old ride. Japanese Irish, yeah, will tell you why. So wherever you're stepping, near or far, tune in with us from your home or your car. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's a podcast you've been looking for.
All right, let's take that. Oh, there we go, Cordell.
What's up?
So where are you located?
Central North Dakota.
Okay.
Nice. Jamestown in the house.
Yep, absolutely.
You know Jason Mitchell? Mitchell Outdoors?
No.
Devil's Lake guy, you're younger than I am.
Well, I'm an agriculture guy, so like I work and I sell to a lot of farmers, and went to work for a biological company a year and a half ago, and yeah, it's been crazy. Like I cover 3 states as my main like focus: North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, and then I also cover the West Coast, which is like.
Have you been to the USDA building in Fargo, right next to Lucky 13s and across from the multi-band tower there in Fargo?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I built it.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah. I love having Odackers in the house. Are you a Sioux fan or a?
Bison, as you can see on the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did leap, slipping on my tongue a little bit here tonight.
All right.
But yeah, no, a couple of my cousins go to UND, so I support them too. You know,
My wife was a Fighting Sioux.
heck yeah.
And when we got Brett Vegan out here, I used to watch him play at NDSU, and we were team makers out at NDSU and went down to Frisco for a few national championships. And I had a cousin that played for him that went to the Chargers as a linebacker. So I know your area really, really well. And Brett Vegan's out here at Montana State now and just won a national championship for us. So my wife's from Alexandria, Minnesota, so I know that area.
Well, and then we got to throw a whole quagmire in the equation because my daughter's first cousin is Dallas Goddard that played for South Dakota State.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, yeah. You know, like when he got drafted, we all got jerseys. That's what he sent us. So,
Do you know any Joe? Do you know any of the Breckers?
Yeah, a few.
Yeah, so I built the Dakota Prairie Lodge too down in that's a Tehuacan National Wildlife Refuge down there for the Breckers. No Ho Joe, and then his brother does Amity, all the seating.
Oh,
yeah. They go all over the world. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really big. Yeah, sugar beets and all that stuff. Yeah.
I'll stop name dropping. We can go for a while here, but no, North Dakotans are salt of the earth people, guys. All of them are.
Oh, yeah, we're you know, when I was in the military, everybody kind of went to me and they're like, "Well, what do you want to do here?" And I'm just like, I don't know, you know, just like let's just do this and things will be okay, you know. And we're always at the top of the freaking class, and that was cool because like our drill sergeant even came to me after I got discharged because I blew my knee out and got a medical honorable, and he's like, I don't know how you could do this, you know, you're just like so understanding and all this, and I'm like, well, I grew up this way, I guess. I don't know.
All the North Dakotans and Montanans did. I'll tell you what, Cornell, I'll let these other guys chime in, but thank you for your service. Walker knows down there behind or below you knows a lot about it, but in my mind, those that serve are most valuable citizens, bro. So thank you, and I'll let these other guys take off.
Absolutely.
So in North Dakota, how much Buffalo Trace do you get?
Lately, it's been a lot. Good friend of mine, he owns a few chains in central North Dakota, so he'll call me and be like, "Hey, do you want a CYPB or a full proof or you know like whatever back in the day?" But now it's just been like I got to call him and like, "Hey, what you got that special this Thursday?" And yeah, he lets me know, and it's like they've really stepped it up for us up here, which has been a good thing because we've been huge supporters. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great.
So just to take the whole concept of the podcast, okay? It's just like that's exactly what I think Buffalo Trace has done phenomenally. They were producing for Kentucky, and if you would go into Kentucky 5 years ago and you were driving through, you could get some Buffalo Trace products, but because it's not a control state, Kentucky is just a regular. The distributors would distribute. The liquor stores then would put it up on their shelves. And if you saw a Weller 12 or a Weller Full Proof or a E.H. Taylor barrel strength or an E.H. Taylor small batch, you're paying on the shelf at the liquor stores double. You know, you might be paying $125 for a special reserve or you might be paying this. So what was happening is that like a control state like Ohio, which we cut a deal, and when I got into it in 2019, that's just when the deal was starting to go through. Um, Buffalo Trace really liked the distribution of the state itself of their product for the right price. So Buffalo Trace, when I talked to Harlan Wheatley initially, he was telling me about it, and then and Greg Schneider, who was here earlier, is who introduced me to Harlan Wheatley. He knew Harlan. He told a story about how they did this big thing and all the distilleries got together and there was this boat race on the river. And he said that Harlan Wheatley and Elmer T. Lee were in the boat race. And he was working for Wild Turkey at the time, and he was in the boat with Jimmy Russell. And then, there were people in the boat at the time. Booker was alive and he was in the boat, but Harlan Wheatley capsized the boat while they were in there. And Elmer T. Lee went in the water and it was right by the whatever. And everybody gave Harlan the shit that he almost drowned Elmer in the boat. And so Greg tells this story. And so Greg knows Harlan really well. So when I was like asking Harlan to come on initially and the second time, and then I'm gonna do it one more time going, Harlan wants to be on our podcast because of our association with Greg and how we go about doing things. And so I think Buffalo Trace in their distribution has they weren't distributing to all 50 states. Like for instance, right now Chicago's getting more, but Wisconsin hasn't even seen much Buffalo Trace. So as we keep going forward, they keep distributing into the states and keeping it at a level where everybody just can't have as much as they want, but they're starting to get enough of what they want. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
Oh,
Yeah, bingo for sure. They're gonna start picking it up because it's not selling here and start moving it more up your way too. Because
What's not
seeing
selling?
pallets of it.
Tell me what's not
Yeah.
selling.
Yeah. A lot of Blanton's is not selling.
Oh, wait,
PH not
no,
selling.
wait.
Weller's.
What Blanton's
Sorry,
doesn't,
buddy.
Blanton's doesn't count.
That's true. Okay.
Okay.
Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, Blanton's just doesn't count because they sell so much freaking Blanton's. It's just like if they're getting to you and it's starting to be on the shelves and everything, that's great because that just means the typical. I mean, honestly, every single liquor store in Ohio absolutely hates the brand because all anybody ever called about was, "Do you have any blends?
Oh, yeah. You got any blends?
Got
It's in
blends?
back.
Do you have blends? Do you have blends?" Well, now they have blends, so it'll sell. But don't think. But so I will tell anybody out there, just because it's on the shelf and you walk in and you see it, that doesn't mean it's the same bottle. It's just that they've now they have enough. So when you walk in, you see Blanton's, but that doesn't mean it's not selling. Just like I tried to with Travelers. Travelers probably sold 50 times more whiskey than Weller 107. 107's wanted and across the board, but how much they have opposed to how much they had at Travelers, they made 70, 80 times more. And they sold all of it and they keep it on the shelf.
Well, that was a blended mash bill versus a single mash bill.
Mm-hmm.
There was a criteria going on there. So,
North Dakota, hell yeah.
No, you're right. But at the same
Mhm.
time, that blended mash bill sold the ever living shit out of it. At the same time, some people were ripping the living hell out of it. It's just like,
Yeah.
they sell.
Until they try the foolproof now. Like, I was blown away by the Sazerac 100 proof because I wanted to try the foolproof. The only version I had was a 90 proof or a single barrel 90 proof before that. And my cousin came up from North Carolina. We sat down and had a pour at a local bar, and I saw a Sassy with a blue label, and I was like, "Hey, I'll take that." I thought it was a foolproof, and it blew me away when she showed me it was 100 proof, and it was like $6 a pour.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace
Oh, yeah.
knows, or Sazerac knows what the fuck they're doing.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. They're trying to offer their shit at reasonable prices. Don't you have the Sazerac 100 proof there, John?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're not destroying their talent either because they're keeping Harlan.
That's
They've got
125 right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's cursed. That's 125. But they're keeping their talent as well, Tiny, to your point earlier. Having Ross, having Harlan, having these people working, continuously working, not just being a relatively smaller company with less history, and understanding what makes the brand, understanding what makes certain things great, and really understanding the production. That brand would not be what it is if you suddenly took the master distiller and took 3 or 4 years to replace him.
Well,
If you suddenly took
I'm telling you, 1792 is one of the sleeper phenomenons. I mean, Ross.
Fuck yeah, they
Basically,
are.
Ross will not tell you that he has nothing. He will try and tell you has nothing to do with it. But Walker, we know Walker. You saw from day one, he has changed the flavor profile to what younger people will drink, and it is fantastic.
I would say the quality. The quality
1792 is your best quality pour that you'll ever get right now.
In a small batch. I agree. And then
Value-wise, value.
Even a foolproof.
No, but the foolproof, the bottled in bond, the sweet wheat is unbelievable. And we know Ross. Ross is such a good podcast friend. I mean, he's been on. I mean, it's great. He came up to Ohio, signed our bottles, and we got to see him. And then on his way home that night, I went up to the liquor store that he was at, had him sign my bottle, came back and did a podcast, and then on his way home, that while he was driving, he came into the podcast and podcasted with us for like 45 minutes till he got home. And it was just like, that's the kind of stuff that people who understand what they're doing and what they want to do are just doing such a great job. And he's so young and it's 1792 smart. They keep him the whole time.
Yeah. So the other thing I would say about that timing is what we explored when we talked with him initially, because he talked about how he was listening. He talked about how he was trying to get the best product possible from a classic distillery, from a historic distillery, and increase production at the same time. And I think from the stuff that Ross told us, he really did more to build his team, and not like by going out of house, but by listening to the people that were there and then improving their craft and improving their quality as well at the same time,
and
while increasing production.
And Matt, you got to meet Ross at the New Orleans, Roads, right? And then you saw them in Ohio.
I got to meet him in New Orleans, and we were the first one to talk to him up on the roof when we were walking around doing the live. And he came to Ohio. We go in the liquor store, and there's a line of like 100 people at the store. I go walking in the store, and it's a store I work at all the time. So the owner comes out, and she's yelling Matt. And then Ross walks around the little corner there, and he goes, "Holy shit, Matt, the people at the liquor store know you." I'm like, "You surprised?" I'm like, "Come on." And I sat there and watched him for like half an hour. He's like, I was like, "I have a bottle in my car. Can you do me a big favor?" And he goes, "What is that?" And I'm like, "All right, so I'm obsessed with your cognac finish. I have a cognac in my car. It's not opened, but can you sign it for me so I have one?" So I have probably the only bottle of cognac he signed in the state of Ohio when he was here, which is super dope. And then what's really cool is I swapped information with him, and I have like the digital business card where you just tap people's phones with your like bracelet. Well, I gave him my QR code in this, and you know, if people shoot you your number and you're like, okay, well, is he gonna pick up the phone? Ross is that guy though, where I text him and I'll shoot him a picture, and he's like, "Oh shit, you got this." He goes, "Check out what I got." And he'll just write back and forth to me, and he's like, just like me texting to you guys, like it's crazy. I'm like, he's such a nice guy, and he goes, "Let me know when you come into Kentucky next year. We'll do something." I'm like, okay, like very very nice, kind of like Greg and everyone else that we met. Like it's just like fun. He calls me every other. I text him like at least twice a week.
Oh, my fucking house. I love this. I love
Yeah,
it.
Greg's awesome, dude.
Greg,
Yeah,
I gotta start texting Fonte twice a week.
Hey, Cordell.
I'll tell you what.
Cordell, did you watch Tiny's 1792 podcast and his live on that 1792 with those guys?
No, but I listened to it when I drove across the state of North Dakota to South Dakota.
Yeah, yeah. You got to go
Thank
back
you,
and
Connie,
watch it,
for
too, 'cause it's
keeping me
amazing.
happy.
You're welcome. So that's awesome. It's just like the podcasts that we've been doing lately. So Thursday, everybody, we're going to be doing Town Branch with Dave Bob, and Dave Bob has taken a distillery, which was Town Branch Distillery, which had issues because they're a brewery. They make a fantastic beer. There's no doubt about it. Okay, you've seen their barrel aged beer. They do bourbanola, but just recently, Town Branch has like taken their whiskey to their bourbon to a different level. And we got to experience that last September right before Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We did a podcast there, and we're going to have Dave Bob on, and I've got a bunch of samples to try, and it's going to be wild on Thursday for sure.
Nice.
So
yeah, I got a cornhole tournament on Thursday, so I'm gonna have to like jump in on my way home after. Hopefully, I win a bunch of money for Florida. You know.
Hey, Cordell, you've been watching Cleveland on the Rocks too?
No.
Matt, the guy there with the purple bar, jump in on his stuff too, man. He's got some pretty good shit once in a while.
Plus he throws in it if you like beer. So Cleveland on the Rocks, we're whiskey. Cleveland on the Rocks is everything.
He'll do fucking pop rock.
There's no fucking rules with Cleveland on the Rocks. If it's alcohol, he's like sending me shit. I'm like, I hate flavored bourbons. And he's just like, so now it's just like challenge. And he's just like, try this one. It's like, it tastes like birthday cake. He's like, yep. He's like, what do you think of that? What do you think of that?
That sounds like
Southern Tier.
That sounds like vape.
Awesome flavored whiskey stuff in New York. So they discontinued some of their stuff, but I still have it. So I'm like pouring these little samples. That's all I have left. So I'm like, let's just pour these out. So I poured Chris one and Jeff one, and I knew I was going to see them. So I'm like handing them out to people at a festival. I'm like, let me know what you guys think. Just scan my QR code, write me back, tell me what you think. And I got these people that were sending me messages from the festival. Jeff goes, man, it tastes like cake. I'm like, I know, dude, it's good. Like, it's so weird. It tastes like you're eating the frosting and a cupcake. It's so good. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
And that's,
it's like
God, I want some right now.
yeah, Drecker beer from North Dakota is good too, man. Do you get Drecker?
Oh, dude. Drecker sour beers are legit. Like
They're fucking ridiculous.
Like, they're like the Pappy of the sour beers of the secondary market. It's
Yeah.
pretty
Good.
Those boys came down here 2 years ago, man, or 2.5, 3 years ago when they were getting really going. I got to meet those guys. They were cool as shit, man, and they had the brains and everything going on. I'm like, oh yeah, you guys, you figured out the sour. No doubt.
You guys got to go to Brewhalla. You got to go to Brewhalla. If you come to North Dakota, go to Brewhalla. Like it's like a mecca. It's crazy. It's their brewery, but you can shop, you can dine, there's a hotel. It's crazy.
That sounds cool. That sounds.
You're gonna have to invite them to come over to North Dakota, buddy, because ain't nobody coming unless you fucking invite them.
no shit. It's like North Dakota. I mean, there's South Dakota. What do you got in North Dakota besides Fargo?
We're above South Dakota.
Nuclear missiles.
Yeah, in
It's
South
70
Dakota.
degrees year round every fucking day inside.
Scotty, hospitality.
We're the best Dakota, okay?
What's
There's
the
a ton of stuff in my fridge that you guys wouldn't even believe what's in there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, when it comes to shit, what Matt has everything. I mean,
Drucker's the shit. Like, you guys gotta go to. Hold on, I gotta pull this out. Like, I'm gonna
Tripping animals.
what's the temperature? What's the temperature outside by you right now?
What's up?
What's the temperature outside in North Dakota right now?
It's gonna freeze tonight again, and I know I got corn. That I got to worry about. Like, I sell biologicals. I'm in an agriculture company. I don't want to spam anybody.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it.
Anyway, it's 39 degrees right now. I'll say.
Oh my god! I live in Ohio. You want? So I think Ohio is the new Kentucky. Okay, because today it was 88 degrees as a high. Okay, and tomorrow the high is going to be 64. I mean, it's just crazy what we get through that's been happening. And I think we're more Kentucky than Kentucky because Kentucky's getting warmer. And it's just like Ohio is like, and there's something to be said about global warming, and I don't care what the reason is. That's what I'm just saying that Florida, there's reasons why there's deserts, right? At one point it becomes too hot and it's a desert. But why the hell can't at one point Ohio have palm trees? That's what I'm looking for. It's like
it didn't appear
because it snows, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like fuck those southern states. I want palm trees in Ohio.
You ain't getting it, dude.
What are you trying to say?
You're in Arizona, Rocker. You're in Arizona, goddammit. You already have sand and desert. There's no saving you guys.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy a cave and you want to buy a cave,
you're not arguing
to transfer it up to Ohio. Get some caves in Ohio. That's
build a house when he retires since it's gonna be an adobe.
I'm gonna have to blast one out of the side of a hill when I buy a vacation property in Kentucky.
We'll talk with Ryan Lang from Middle West Spirits. He'll find you some land up here in Ohio because I mean it's the 5th largest distillery in the United States, and it's in Ohio. Yes.
I got a single barrel from a buddy I met from Ohio about 5 years ago. It was crazy, like how this whole thing comes around in circles. I posted my first bottle of Blanton's, like a tater pick, when I first got into the whole deal. And he goes, "Hey, it's my buddy's best friend's daughter's birthday, you know, and whatever." And we got to meet, you know, and took off from there. But he told me about this Middle Spirits
Nice.
Illuminati pick. And I was like, hell yeah, like, I'm down. Like, let's try it. And like, it blew me away. Like, they literally,
shit.
they do some, they have some really good stuff out there. And it was crazy. Like, I just got invited to this pick from Ohio, and I'm from North Dakota, like this hayseed, you know, like up here, just getting involved. And I helped the guy. We just became good friends since then, and that's what this whole thing's all, you know. And that's why I appreciate you guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
right
guys.
now, and
Everybody knows right here. Bourbon's the fucking glue. You're in this for the people. There'll never be a Scotchy Bourbon Boys brand because I love whiskey. I love all types of it. I mean, we're gonna do overseas things to Scotland and Ireland because I want to meet people. It's all about people. It's just like
bourbon beers.
beer isn't so much. Come on, Matt. Beer isn't so much about the people. It's more about just getting shit faced.
Yeah, man. If you want to drink beer, you got to get over
I highly
the
disagree because look, this is what's in my backup shelf.
Yeah,
In my backup shelf.
Oh, I see some of the ones I brought you, you bastard. They're there.
I have one. I have one left. Right there.
You need
Those
more. I'm gonna
rockers
get you
beers in the
some
middle.
fucking shit in October and November, bro.
I need key lime pie. The key lime pie beer that I saw on the website from the company that you brought the raspberry one from is the one that I would ask for because I have not seen that. I have every Masthead beer that they've had for the last 2 years. All the dill. No, all the Masthead beers are from Cleveland.
Like those are gonna be barrel aged.
sour beers from Tracker.
Put it all in the fridge because you got to keep those refrigerated.
Those Masthead beers are super sweet and super wonderful. Even the stouts are wonderful. And if you ever get a chance to read them, yeah.
They have these peanut butter cup underverses. Oh my god, they're fantastic.
Matt, you come in for the Cubs game, dude. We're going down to Romeoville. You're gonna shop all those Goose Islands that you don't have, and you can just buy the shit out of them.
Just so you know,
Tiny,
yeah,
tiny. You get this freaking Scotland Scotch thing together on some islands. I'm fucking there. I'll pay for the goddamn castle where we stay.
Hell yeah! Oh, that's my brother-in-law, Brian.
I finally
He's been over there.
Scotch for my first
My
time in
baker's
my life.
like
I finally like single malts and scotches. I got a little collection here.
Island the Wolf, damn good.
Yeah, but that's like the tiny little start of the single malt.
he said.
Fucking,
So
Give us
so
okay,
you
Cornell,
named this
turn
collection
around, give
after
us a-
me.
pretty much.
There you go.
The rest of
A tiny collection.
or bourbon or freaking rise.
Hey,
oh, my rides are at the end of the bar over there. I have it all segregated into areas.
Oh my God.
Rums are over there.
this last tour, you guys, when I went to Pennsylvania, when you go to Pennsylvania, it's all about rye. It 100% is about rye, and they do rye phenomenally, and they're like getting into it and whatever. I tasted, and I'm not as Walker and John and Matt. No, I'm not a huge rye fan, but I've had like 40 ryes in a row that I liked. Highland Park, 14.
Wait a minute. I have one of those.
Vega Mars, very good rice.
You just get an international airports, this one, but it's pretty freaking good. But Tiny, put this freaking island together for you, and I'll freaking find the goddamn castle, and I'll pay for
Where's
the royal stay
where's
there. Just get us
Dalmar?
in the tour.
Where's Dalmar? I want to go to Dalmar.
I don't know.
Scotland somewhere.
Yes.
That's where we gotta go. Because they make the best fucking scotch there is. I mean, they
make
finish
fucking good
it in
scotch.
port. They finish it, and it's just like there's never been a Dalmar that I don't like.
Walmart?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got all the squigglies and the stuff, and it's from some TV show or something, I guess. I have no idea. One of my buddies
Well,
gave it to me.
Dalmor is what I
and he
think,
gave me a bunch of these.
The red stag comes from there. That's in Australia right now, and I stuck a couple of them with an arrow back in Christchurch, New Zealand. That's where it's at. But I think the stag comes from over there.
Hell yeah.
I got to pull the 12-year scotch that somebody gifted me at work back from work. I was told that I couldn't have it until this week, so I'm going to pull it back from work.
You got to pull it back, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, technically it's a gift, and you got to wait before you do that." Okay, I'll wait. It hurt me if I wait 3 days. It's fine. But I took it out of the because I didn't want somebody to go in there and, "Oh, I'm just cleaning up. Oh, what's this? I'm going to take it home." No, that's not going to happen. So put it in a drawer at work, and I got to bring it.
That's what got me into Peter's right here.
I'm gonna try the Belvini Doublewood, aged 12 years.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I'm just going straight. I'm going straight for this because Metallica. I mean,
oh hell yeah,
yeah,
Blackened.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Fucking yeah.
Get the 72 yellow. The 72 yellow is about to build for me. And I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know
what rye too. Their rye kind of sucks, but I haven't tried the blackened, the bourbon.
So
I got laid after a Metallica concert.
You gotta do one of these ones.
When's ACDC?
The Wes Henderson. The Wes Henderson editions.
Yeah. Yes.
Man, I can't see it. Bring it up, bro. I can't see it.
That's a white cork cask Wes Henderson edition.
He's got to walk around the bar to go.
Yeah, he has to go around his bar.
It's a long walk.
I got one that's not even open yet.
Ooh.
So they also have one that's the Rabbit Hole edition that says Rabbit Hole instead of Wes Henderson right here. That one's pretty solid too.
So this one right here.
That's the coolest bottle though. That's the Willitized one.
Cordell's collection too.
Yeah, Cordell, you're busting about.
So you guys see this one?
Yeah.
It was.
Oh yeah.
That's
the Rising Tide. The Rising Tide 13-year pot stilled weeded. That one's yeah.
John,
well,
yeah, that's a good one.
So you know this one, Walker.
Right here, bro.
Walker, you know this one, right?
Nice.
You know who that is, right? You all knew. Do you guys know who that guy is? That's yeah, that's Dave Pickrell, who passed away. Well,
a while ago.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, there's old stubborn.
Yeah, that's what Cordell was.
Oh,
Label again.
Hell yeah.
All right, Tiny, why don't we just say 20, when do we need to do this, guys? 2028, 29, 2030?
I'll text you. Oh my God. Greg Schneider's shit, and then we'll start working on it.
Come up with a time and I'll be there for sure. Anytime I can get over there.
Really? Well, how about we work on it so we get times that everything works for both of us?
Hell yeah. Give us some time and we can all get there.
I gotta start I gotta get a passport.
Yeah, you do.
Cause,
You know what? Now though, Tiny, you can
Passport, Tiny? What the?
Tiny, you can put one in tonight. You'll have it within a week now.
Oh, there's, yeah, you'll get that thing, no problem.
Yeah.
I finally got the Ohio, you know, the driver's license that allows you to fly anywhere. So now I have finally got to get a passport.
Get the passport. Tiny.
I mean, my wife is just like killing it, and we've never had passports or the need for passports because we've always wanted.
Get the passport. Don't get the first ID. Just get the passport. Don't poke around.
No, we got that first ID. Now we need to get the passport. And we were always I had no desire to leave this country. Ever.
Dude, no. Once you
But
got
when
Tiny,
it
it's
went
like-
now recently, but the thing is, I keep getting connections. If we go to Ireland or we go to Scotland, I will basically have the right people lined up to go to these distilleries because I'm starting. It's insane the requests I'm getting. I'm like, I get requests from Scotland, and I'm like, I don't have any plans to go to Scotland right now.
Dude, Shauna and I are going to Germany next year just to drink beer with a monk and to eat beer cheese on a castle wall where I'm taking a picture off the castle.
I've probably been there already, Matt.
See, hey, look, I'm gonna see if I can talk him into letting me wear a robe too while we drink this beer, and we'll just talk in a lie. It's just drinking a beer. Like
I'm just gonna go to my store and pick up a pretzel.
The question is, Matt, will you be when you're in the robe, Matt? Will you be wearing underwear?
I mean, most likely I'll have
Dude, you had to ask that question, man. We can't be friends.
You've been to Germany and those monasteries before, haven't you?
Yeah. They'll be like, take your hat off. I'll be like, I don't think I can do that. I've had their beer, but I've not been there yet, Kirk.
Yeah, you can drink 5 gallons of that shit in like 3 or 4 days and not get hung over because the law there is 4 ingredients. 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of like good bourbon. You don't get hung over.
Yes,
The
100%.
oldest,
You just get sleepy.
the 2 oldest recipes that I've had from them.
Sleepy is nothing to do with alcohol. It has everything to do with age.
Be nice.
The 2 oldest recipes that I had from that region are from Belgium. One is from like 1170, and the other one is from 1215 or something like that.
Yeah, it's
It was made right the first time, and they've been making it right
incredible.
since.
It is weird drinking beer in September for Oktoberfest, and your buddy's like, "Well, that's where the whole Nazi party started." Blah 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 in the opera house, and I'm like, "Yeah, that motherfucker's dead, and I'm pissing all over his shit."
Yeah. Just because he was there doesn't mean they fucked up their beer culture. He
That's
fucked up
where it
everything else.
started. Yeah, that's where it started, and I'm like, "Yeah, so that fucker's dead. He took his own life. There ain't nothing weaker than that." And I'm drinking all his beer.
The monks who make beer didn't start that shit. They
No,
were
they
probably
didn't.
like, what the fuck are you guys doing? We're gonna be over here.
You know, there's a guy on, and I can't find him. I just contacted with him like 6 months ago. Mogler, something like that. That's doing a lot of Scotch stuff on Facebook and TikTok and stuff. I've got him on a friend on Facebook. Anybody know who he is?
Who's this?
I don't think so.
A Scotch guy that lives here in the States, and he just started a brand of bourbons and whiskeys here not too long ago. And we're friends on Facebook, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, anytime you want to get over here, I'll freaking get you on some of these islands." I gotta look this shit up.
Yeah, do your homework. Well, I think we need a pour. Matt's leaving, so.
I would say I gotta work at 5, so I gotta get up at 4:30. So I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna attempt to get on Thursday, but I got a giant cornhole tournament we're playing in, so most likely I'll be in the end. So I don't know what's
Good
on
luck.
I'll try to. But thank you. Nice
Love
to
you,
meet you,
Cleveland.
John Walker.
Love you, brother.
Y'all
Love you, brother.
Love you.
Love you guys for a couple days.
All right.
I have to watch your dogs this year.
I don't have an old swagger, so I can't drink old swagger, but I can probably pour an old stubber.
Fuck it, let's go, man. Hey,
Yeah.
whatever y'all, let's just.
Open my old stubborn.
Tiny, you're checking out. You're getting close, buddy. Don't give us one more, bro.
Wait, I'm not checking out. I'm going for old.
All right.
I'm going for old stubborn.
Ooh.
Cork ever goes squirrely on you, I had to replace mine with an RD1 cork because mine disintegrated. And I had a spare RD1 and it worked perfectly in my old stubber.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I've ever thrown a cork away.
No,
Yeah, I think it's very helpful. I think it's very helpful, Kirk.
I've got
a gazillion.
It's bad. My wife has counted them a couple of times. She's like, "You've got like 680 the last time she counted. It was 2 years ago of corks." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "What do you do with them?" I don't know. A buddy might call and say he lost his cork out of them.
You're like, honey, those are the ones I shopped in the liquor store and didn't buy anything.
John, you're
So what am I doing?
John?
Old stubborn or old swagger?
I'm doing a swagger. I didn't have, hey, Jeff, I didn't have last year's stubborn and swagger, but I got this year. So, hell yeah.
Jesus, you guys.
I've only got the one, so I'm doing the one I got.
I mean, I didn't even get old stubborn or old swagger for this year because he sold it out in the pre-sale.
No, Bourbon Concierge, man, they ran a double whammy, and I paid for it up the ass, but I took it.
You should have because it's phenomenal.
Say that again, Cordell.
Fucking Ed Blay is great, dude.
Oh my gosh! If Cordell has
Velveteen, I finished Kentucky Spirit, and I gotta go check in the garbage for the other one. But it was Sing Girl.
Wow, how is my old swagger down that?
Well, you might as well kill that.
Oh my god. How is it down that much?
You're a Baja Canadian for sure.
Who stopped in and drank it on your ass?
Don't mind.
It's German Canadian connections, right?
No, you're a Baja Canadian for sure. Just like me.
Hey, you Canuck.
I think
it could be one of two things. You could have shared a lot, or it could have just been
No.
having one of those nights.
Tiny, what is that? Tiny, what is that?
that is old swagger 12-year, which is.
That's what I had.
But I will tell you, I think it's because I wanted to see the cardinal in the bottle. That's why it's so down. So like, I still on the old stubborn haven't gotten to the cardinal. It's still underwater.
Have you seen those
No,
curtains?
But there it is. See that little sculpture in there?
Yeah, your ring light is messing with it, but yeah, it's in there.
Hey, you gotta make a lamp out of that, Tiny. Send it to me. We'll make $500 off that fucking.
No, that's a badass decanter, Kirk, right there. Like,
Is it? It's
clean it out
beautiful.
and just fucking decant in that thing, man. Holy shit.
That thing's beautiful.
And Cordell, if you haven't listened to that audio podcast of him and Ed Blay, it's pretty phenomenal. Ed was in the studio and they're blending live on air, and he's teaching Tiny about how those things fit together.
Yeah.
And it's pretty awesome.
Listen to this.
Cordell, do me a favor. I need somebody on the top shelf with me, us northern freaking Baja Canadians, to show what's up with all these other yahoos. Get in on that YouTube thing and get on Facebook and be a top shelf for $29.95 a month. Stop buying coffee or whatever and get in with these guys, because pretty soon we're gonna be Tiny's best buddy.
You are
too, and so John.
You already are, dude.
Buy in on that stuff or whatever and support this freaking page, will you, bro? Please, 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 please. As long as you're in it, I'll do it with you. And then whenever you come to Montana, Billings, Big Timber, Columbus. I got you, bro. You don't have to pay to stay anywhere. You can stay with me.
Okay, so you do the 20 whatever a month. I will basically then send
$29.95.
I will send you all Glenn's added into the top shelf. I'll send it out plus t-shirts.
John, you're not in on it?
Maybe.
Walker?
No, they're not.
Buy him hundreds of dollars worth of whiskey for Christmas.
Do I get to shame you into it?
Shame us all, bro.
Come on, what the fuck? I can't be up
He
here
can
by
have my
myself.
dollars or he can have the bottles. I usually buy him really good Christmas gifts.
Oh, you
Yeah.
You know
do.
what, I'm telling you right now, guys, you're freaking $30 a month. What the hell is that? Pass up on some Coke once in a while and freaking recruit your buddies. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go somewhere. God damn it. Get some free shit. Get a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah, that's fair. I have 2 t-shirts. I have another Glen and I got this crystal one.
Walker.
On the fucking top shelf. What the fuck?
Everybody should do the. I mean, fuck. Okay.
You know what he
fucking
should do is
Kirk.
make us
Kirk's like
ambassadors.
Kirk did $1.99. He did $1.09. You need to teach everybody how to do those.
Oh my God.
Those
You're really get. That's what we're gonna go to. That's where we're gonna go. All right.
When I start my fucking YouTube thing, I'm gonna shame everybody into this shit. I gotta
I'm
fucking
sure you
retire
are.
at some
I'm sure you are.
No, definitely support everybody.
Come on, Cordell, don't be a dick. Come freaking just roll into it. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. All right, I'll stop.
Yeah, that's yeah. Seriously, Kirk, it's just like when you went top shelf. I'm just like, fuck. Now I have to start doing top shelf stuff.
I know.
Nobody ever do it. Everybody's like, I got like 5 bottom shelf people, and all of a sudden Kirk's like mid. He's like mid, and then all of a sudden he's like top shelf. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I got to do special podcasts now.
I gotta go to the UPS and ship this fucking Glencairn and blah blah blah. It sucks. It ain't worth $29.95. I just spent $30 driving.
No, it's worth it. $29.95 a month. I'd do anything.
Gas prices it ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck the gas. Drink bourbon.
Yeah.
And support the people you love.
And let's just hope he gets this shit done soon. That's all. Cheers to getting the shit done soon.
Cheers.
Yeah. It's like, okay, already. It's just like
$5.05 a gallon.
Finish the fuck off and just get everything low.
Got a diesel.
So
Yeah, that's
diesel. Hey, Kirk, what's diesel butter?
It's just like my dad bought a diesel in 1982. My dad bought a diesel in 1982. That's when diesel used to be lower than gas. And it's just like now he's like, I got a diesel. I'm like, oh God, you're fucked.
Yeah.
No, how much is diesel per gallon by you?
6.
I just filled up my pickup today. Not my work truck. I don't give a fuck about my work truck. I don't care what they pay. But $5.62 a gallon. It cost me $185.
Yep, it's over $6 a gallon here.
But I don't care. I just look at the pump and go, "Fuck you, Iran. Fuck you."
Yeah.
Because I actually had a freaking uncle that got freaking injured in Beirut back when they bombed that freaking Marines got bombed. So
82.
shit, I'll tell you what. They can give me a freaking gun. More things not amount to dying. Freaking give me a gun. I'm old. I probably won't hit anybody, but I'll just ambush people. Fuck that. We're only here for so long.
Oh, I got, just so you know.
Some people, it goes way, way beyond that, John. It goes way beyond that. We bailed them out after World War II when Russia was fucking sticking in there and British were sticking in there.
in Persia? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
No. If Trump just needs to finish it the fuck off. That's it.
Yeah.
Finish it off.
That's what.
God damn it.
That's where I'm at too. It's like stop fucking around. with
You
it,
you
get
you
sucked
you
in, let's
put
get
everything
done.
into it. You bomb the shit out of them, and okay, you give them whatever, and just wait a little bit longer so they can have a curtain too, and then just go in there, finish off the leadership, finish off all the things. I understand the people you want to try, but at the same time, if they're not going to rise up and take over the leadership that are that are delusional because somehow they think that there's virgins waiting for them in heaven, that people who haven't had sex before, like the definition of a virgin, it's not celestial. It's just not.
Yeah, Walker already knows this. Walker knows this. We already got Marines freaking 35 miles off the coast to freaking surround their freaking infrastructure for oil and gas. Once we go, and then we have it.
Carter Island is done, dude. If he just gives the order, just fuck him. Like
What
that's
do you got there, Walker?
Oh my God, Walker!
Yeah.
Walker, Walker's phenomenal. So just so you know, both those bottles, Kirk, are available, and that is some fucking phenomenal whiskey. I got cases of that left, and if you want some of that, now
Dude,
when we hook up finally, I will let you taste that, and then you will basically be able to sell it to all your people.
keep a case at your house.
I got
taste
there's
that.
like 50 cases.
So Kurt,
In the back room to his left.
yeah,
You're going with me, bro.
The top shelf is the top shelf. That's
It
two
is.
barrels worth that my friend had faith in me to get a second barrel when we were there together. We tasted through 12 barrels in one day. My God, I mean, I never dreamed that I would be on a pick like that. And we're there with our friend Alan, and we're drilling barrels, and he's putting pegs in them, and we're tasting right out of the barrel. I thought we'd be at a table for like, I don't know, 2 hours and taste 3 samples and pick and be done. We're going through 2 warehouses worth.
I love you, Walker. Walker, I love you for what you did so I could get that.
And my friend is patient with me. This was the 12th one.
What the fuck? Yeah. Well, so that I'm different than you,
This
probably,
was
Walker. I'm
one.
like, I would probably say, hey, don't put me in the ether. Don't blah blah blah. We'll freaking pay up or whatever. But take me to your